YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Jovan.
This is Jovan's Night Flicks. 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 Every day carry for your viewing pleasure. We just having fun together. Haters try to say we weird, but we doing better. Knife community is all that matters. Welcome to the Knife live stream. Be yourself, say what's up, put the knives up. We on the stream, have a good time. Welcome to the Knife live stream. Be yourself, say what's up, put the knives up. We on the stream, have a good time. This is Jovan's Night Flicks. 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 This is Jovan's Night Flicks.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a Friday night flick and you know it's going down. Get your friends and your knives and let's have a good time. Got that play, click, clacking and I'm ready to go. Gotta check the homie Jovan to see what knives he's got.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. It's Friday, I can't believe we made it. It's Friday.
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started. Let's go live on YouTube. Ooh. It's a Friday night flick and you know it's going down. Get your friends and your knives and let's have a good time. Got that blade click clacking and I'm ready to go. Gotta check the homie Jovan to see what knives he's got. Ooh. Gotta check the homie Jovan to see what knives he's got. Oh,
I can't believe it's Friday and we made it. Get the weekend started, let's go live on YouTube. Friday night fix is ready, here we go. Watch me scramble to complete a 3-hour show. We'll talk about knives and what's on your mind. Never know what will come up this time. We vibe and we chill, including spirited debate. But we do it with love and never with hate.
Lights go dark, the stream comes on. Jovan's here, the vibe is strong. Click and clack, the steel in sight. Every edge sharp in Friday night. Night flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide. The craft with steady flow. Steel and story you'll wanna know. Flick of the wrist, how smooth it goes. Every frame a master show. Knife flicks dance under the light. Blades that shine and cut so tight. Handles spin and edges glide. Friday night flicks worldwide.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
What is up, guys? Can you hear me? Paul Mills, channel member, can you hear me, brother? The music should fade out momentarily. The Maroney's in the house, channel member. What's up? What's up? I'm about to say hey to everybody. I've been scrambling. Just walked in and wanted to go live as quick as I could. knowing that we're always up and want to be free so everybody can chill for some said Stevie action. 1931 Leatherworks is in the house. Terry, what is up, my man? Channel member. Marco Ye's in the house. Channel member. I'm starting at the bottom, guys. This is the wrong way to do it. Neil McKenzie, channel member, what's up? I'm going to the top. Everybody coming in, I'm not leaving you out. Kathleen Smith was the first one in here. What is up, young lady? And a channel member. You guys be sure to stop by Sunday at 4. I'll put that up. And we'll have another giveaway for you kids. B Shady's in the house. I'm gonna give you just a scratchy because I love your style, my man. Speaking of style and TCal, I got a couple of things. Couple of new things from TCal. Chicka chicka. And I realized that that several TCals, like the combatant and the scout and the adversary, all use the same handle, which is awesomely cool. Josh, what is up, brother? Josh D304. What is happening, buddy? I got to keep you Joshes straight. That's why it's so nuts when I walk into Blade Show. Marco, yay, what is up? Because I know all you guys by your screen names. Channel member. And it's so hard putting real names with fake names. I would never ask you to dox yourself here. But at Blade Show, you can just tell me your screen name if you're there. I'll know you then. El Cap Addict is in the house. Channel member. What is up, brother? Always good to see El Cap Addict. What is up, man? Secret Squirrel told me that El Cap Addict keeps my knife sharp. I don't know why that is. I did get on within I think a minute and a half of writing that. I was able to get my mic leveled, if you can hear me, and go live. Paul Mills, congratulations, buddy. Good to see you, my man. I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it the vague. You're styling. And good to see you, man. And happy NKD. The Maroney's in the house. What is up, Mr. Maroney? Good to see you, brother. Channel member. Who else is in here that I haven't missed? And I can show you guys knives. Kathleen, I hope you were here when I told you hi, young lady. You were the first one in. I thought I just passed you again. That's Paul saying hi to Kathleen. I said hey to Mr. 1931 Leatherworks. Terry, as a matter of fact, B Shady posted his frat today, and I was amazed at how well Terry's sheath looked. If you don't abuse it, because as you can tell, I've abused mine. I sit on mine all the time, but the beauty of it is the knife's still there, as funky and weird as it is, ready to cut cardboard for days, ready to open packages. If you're into cutting salami, this is salami cutting little beast right here. I love this little knife. Don't ask me why. Probably because I drew it and really thought about it before I drew it. I didn't just draw it. I looked at some things that I liked. And what's odd, not odd, it just shows how awesome the knife world is, the way it affects me. I've had things come in like this little Swift 6 from Lynch Northwest, to me is just brilliance. Simple, understated brilliance. I mean, I would love to come up with a knife that was both simple with a locking finger choil, come up with a cool steel like crewware to do it out of. And I don't know how popular this knife is. I don't know if they're selling a lot of these. I did see today on Instagram that they're offering scales. I think this is a T20 or a T25. Very clean, deep American bolts. So these scales are removable. I waxed mine when I did the unboxing. Took them off and put some wax underneath there. But they make titanium and different micarta scales. But this is such a great knife. And then a knife that I didn't even really know existed, Gary Creeley's Mako, which is a totally different animal. Just a functional tool that doesn't have any flair, no jimping, no extras. But what it does have is fantastic edge geometry, a really good blade steel. You can always trust your source, a very good heat treat where if he's not heat treating it himself on these, he's not. He calls out the actual protocol in terms of how his heat treats. The companies he works with let him call out his protocols, how long to hold it here and there. And I can tell you guys, I've not sharpened them yet because I've not gotten them to lose their working edge because I really look forward to sharpening these knives. But they cut so well and it's so light. Bugsy got the G10 handle, which I'm usually a G10 fan, but this is the 3D lightweight handle. And it's just a light knife, bigger than I thought. I thought I would carry the minnows more. The little small Creeley blades that are also very, very popular and very comfortable. But I just like the little bit bigger blade. I like the Mako. I'm testing this knife against another knife, another Creeley blades knife, and I'm trying to do it as scientific as possible by cutting strips of cardboard. I know I've told you guys that, to see if factory sharpened Magnamax will indeed hold an edge longer than factory sharpened MagnaCut. And to be honest with you, I think I'm going to give up on trying to get one of these to lose their working edge before I can get one to lose their working edge, because I won't fudge a test. First of all, you don't see me do a lot of tests because I don't do a lot of hardcore cutting because I'd cut my finger off. But I do cut a lot of stuff. Like when I'm around the house, I'm always either cutting paper, coupon books. I cut all of my cardboard down in little strips for my recycling. Ryan Ellis, congratulations, my brother, channel member. I'm going to leave that vague. Ryan's hopefully having a good Friday. I hope he is. Marco's sharing links for Brother 1931 Leatherworks. Y'all please do that. That's why y'all are all mods. Share each other's links. Share your own links. Don't feel guilty doing that. I will highlight them and put them up and build your network. Whether you're building, Henry, what is up, brother? Whether you're building a network on Instagram or you just wanting to hook up with each other, just do it. It's a good thing to do. Even if you're not posting content. So let me show you what I got in today. I've got to do an unboxing, a formal unboxing. But I came home to a little soft package, which is how TKL sends me knives, in a little soft pouch. And this is a TKL Scout. And this is where I learned that one of my favorite knives, the TKL Adversary, and the TKL Combatant all share the same handle. Scales are interchangeable. Grip is indistinguishable. With their newest model, the one I'm excited about, the Scout. The Scout's currently wearing a little ulti clip. I think this is an A01. This is designed to clip on your duty belt and ride horizontal Scout carry. I'll put an ulti clip on it. Why do I keep hooking that? Keep hooking my secondary monitor with my shit. That's going to end up with me spilling coffee. Look at the shape of this little blade. It's very non-tactical, which I like, but it's very EDC friendly. I love that blade style. That is the TKL Scout. Just came out. I'm looking forward to. I will film their booth at Blade Show. If I make it to Blade Show, I will get, like I did last year, I'll get a list together because you can't go over everything. I might do some shorts and stuff like that. but I'm going to try to find the people that I want to see and hope that the stuff that I like resonates with the stuff that you guys like. The other thing I got, and TKL always has a really well done booth, and Tim and Suzanne are always there, and it's a cool spot. So a long time ago, a year, they made their smallest knife, the DP1. And this was made to pay honor to Tim's father-in-law, Suzanne's dad. I'm not going to misquote his name. Dale something. I think it's Peterson, but I could be wrong. And he carried a small fixed blade with him all through his childhood and most of his life in Kentucky, in the mountains of Kentucky where he lived. And they have that little knife. When they first started working on this, Tim, on several posts, showed the old knife that he still had. Well, he was going through horrible, I forget if it was Lou Gehrig's, some terrible disease that wasn't going to end well. And they made a little knife to kind of honor him and to honor his carry. And I got one instantly because I love small fixed blades. This one, again, is a 2-finger knife with a lanyard bolt and a tall flat grind. So it's not tactical. It's more slicey. This is the DP1. I put the ulti clip on it. Comes with a little neck chain because it's a neck knife. I don't do neck knives. This is the DP2. Same DNA, same handle, same sheep's foot as we saw in our Scout. I love that blade shape. Don't ask me why. That little reverse Tonto sheep's foot. And this little guy I've not cut with yet because, like I said, tonight after the live stream, I will do a proper unboxing on it. And we'll cut with it there. But I love seeing them do small knives. What I've talked to Tim about, and I'd love to see him do this. I don't know if you guys have seen the Piranha, the small little fixie that's longer than the DP. So this is the Piranha. The Piranha was the first TKL. This is the knife that attracted me to TKL in the first place because this is when I was in my chickadee phase, which I still am. I like small knives. This is a little, I think, 5.5-inch knife with a little bit of handle, a little bit more handle. But when they did the collaboration with Melissa Backwoods EDC, the Warren EDC, the little Warncliffe, it uses this same platform. I've swapped out scales. I've used the extended handle on this knife. And I told Tim, just like he's doing here, take your different blade shapes, your striker shape, now your Scout shape, easily morph them into these different size platforms. It can't be that hard to do. And I think you've got a recipe for success because you've got your loyal tactical guys that are going to buy all of your stuff. I think you could attract a lot of people with the U.S. What's up, Burning Stable Forge? What, Kyle Coonley? What are you doing? DPs inherently two, unless they're Dale Petersons, but DPs. I'm not even going to get in that story. Jump up here, brother. Come join me when you get a chance. But yeah, what I'm getting ready to review that I haven't yet, I've been carrying it. I thought this sheath was going to be a problem because it's so thick. It's a 3D printed industrial type of sheath that I think is very well engineered and has amazing retention. But I've been carrying it in my back pocket like I carry all my fixed blades. If I was left-handed, I just flip it over and stick that Ulti Clip 1.1 right there. This is the Luft Concepts LTL. Little knife made over in Arizona with a rich light handle. It has, forget what they call this blade finish. It's called something because all of them aren't like this. You can choose one if you don't like the way this looked. It's not black washed. It's kind of apocalyptic or something, but it's S45 BN. It's got some really nice combinations in your swedges and your jimping on the handle. It's a small knife, but it's a comfortable knife. It's not a pokey stabby. It's not a splinter digger, but it is a cardboard shredder. I've enjoyed it as a work knife. What's a work knife, John? For me, something will come in, a package that I've got to open at work or at home. And I'll take a knife, either my pocket knife, never my slip joint. It just sits in my pocket, which I picked up one of those the other day at Knives and More. And I'll use my fixed blade to open cat food, to open just whatever I open. When I'm breaking down cardboard, I typically try to make that an event to where I'm going to cut a good bit down and either put it in the recycling bin, or lately it's all been about, hey, bud, what's up, Scott? The man, the myth, the legend, Aries EDC. I've got his little pedal, an awesome little knife too. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. We'll be here up until Stevie goes live. Y'all go check out the Maroni. Let me pull up Instagram so I can show you guys these pages. I love that you guys have figured out how to take off all the trash at the end of when you copy it. Everything before or right from the beginning where the check mark or the question mark is, everything behind it, you can delete. So Mr. Maroney, he's one of the guys that's always in my feed, and he always tags me, and I appreciate it in giveaways. I'm typing behind the scenes, which is never a good thing. Let me see if that's the same one I just clicked on. I think it is. Uh-oh. The pre-order started today for the Kelpie, that knife that I reviewed. Today is when I put it out. I've carried that knife almost 2 weeks. Every day I've let everybody at Knives and More carry it. I have no affiliate link. I make no money off that knife. I get no free knife. I'm sending it tomorrow to someone else for One Track Mind. It is one of the best knives I've literally experienced. And I don't know if it's because I haven't experienced a lot of high-end Riots with the button liner lock. It just has a lot of things that that check the boxes when I'm looking for a knife. Knives are such personal things. And this one did it for me. The only thing that I would love to have it exhibit that it doesn't is a hollow grind. I don't know why, because it's very flat and slicey. The satin DLC is sick. This is the Maroni's IG that he just, look at those two. Veritas. Y'all go follow the Maroni. He's got some kids on there. He's got his knives. He's got his whatnot up there. But y'all share your Instagram, share your socials, whatever helps y'all get. Why are we timing out Burning Stable Forge repeatedly? Who's timing out Burning Stable Forge? Hold on a second. Burning Stable Forge. I'm going to make you a moderator. I don't know you, but I'm trusting you. I don't know the story. Don't delete anybody. I make all y'all mods, or don't mod people out. I make all y'all mods, and I'll take them all away. Not to be mean, but really to protect the channel. I should take all of them away and have just a couple that come in and look for spam. I don't do that. And I'm getting tired of giving out wrenches because I'm getting ready to have to take them all away. Not to be an asshole. He's got a wrench now. Because when YouTube sees that your live streams are stacked with moderators, it looks like you're cultivating this thought bubble. I just want to have it normal where there are no mods or a couple of mods just to get those few people. But with all y'all being mods, be big boys, because I can go back in afterwards and see who was, and I'm sure I'll talk to people and find out what's going on. But little disagreements, things that we all have with people in the community, please don't settle them in live stream. Please don't use, and I know that I'm not saying that's what's happening. This is Javon going off on a tangent. He hasn't had his ADHD medicine in about 2 days because I guess the Strait of Hormuz has got all that shit shut down. Don't even get me started. But y'all always say choose debate, not hate. For the 3 hours that we're here, tolerate each other, ignore each other, but don't make each other's lives more difficult. You're not going to get timed out anymore, buddy, or you won't get put anywhere because you're now a mod. Paul, don't apologize. This is not even whoever's put him in timeout. I put Shane in timeout before he was a moderator every time he stepped in for fun. I will never, ever hold anything against y'all for doing it. I know 99% of the time it's fun. Where it's hard when you've got an ADHD host, if you can give me that, who's trying to navigate, and people in the chat share with me, as I'd like for them to, hey, something's happening that's not copacetic with maybe somebody who doesn't know what's going on. It just makes me go, man, don't do that, guys. Y'all don't need to. Y'all are all, that's the end of my speech. It could have gone on. There's no need. Let's just all get past it. It'll all be good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some mood music, and this won't be AI slop, or this won't be my AI slop. Speaking of AI slop, I've been sharing some videos with Shane. And there's a big channel, and I follow this stuff that AI content is going to take over YouTube. One day, all you'll be looking for is AI content. Not me, but there've been this knife companies, the Tactical something, and I'll find his channel. But one of them was What Happened to Spyderco. The only three companies that make knives in the US. All these sensational titles. And when you click on them, they're well done videos, but they're all done by AI. And I'll tell you how I can tell. I don't know if a newcomer would be able to tell. Let me see if I can find it. And I wonder if y'all are seeing these, because they're all getting 345, 500,000 views. They're all getting viral type views, which makes me think more and more people are going to be exposed to their content. And is that what the public wants? Because it's not true. It's not accurate. For one, the 3 companies that are made in America are Buck, Benchmade, and Case. And I'm sure there's a price point or a volume, because we all know that there are other knife companies made in the US, but they're not big enough to make this list. But if you didn't know more about and the way they're sensationally put out there to make you think, wait a minute, this is what this is. It's just, I hope you guys are not falling to this stuff and saying, this is pretty good content, but I'm going to show it to you. Let's see if I can find it. Tactical. I don't know how I'm going to find it unless I just scroll where's my history? Let's go to home. I'm just on YouTube, guys. I'm sorry I'm behind the wall, but I think this is very worth pointing out because it's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. You're going to see more and more of it because with AI being the way it is, people are setting up different channels that literally run themselves. So these people who set up these channels, whether it's about computer reviews, whatever it is, they do not have to be there. It's pulling content from all over and creating these reviews. To me, it's, and I don't know. I know these Benchmade. Let me see if I can find it. Why? Let's see. 3 companies in U.S. 3 companies making knives in U.S. I know it's AI slop, as they call it. And allegedly, YouTube is cracking down on that stuff, but I don't think they'll crank down that hard if they're making revenue. So this is not the one I was thinking. Let's see if this. Yeah, this is 108 times its normal views. So this is a new channel. Yeah, I've got ads. Let me mute it. All right.
Knife in the last 20 years, there's a really good chance it was made overseas. Schrade,
This is
one of the
not.
most
This is built
iconic
to
names in
fail.
American cutlery,
2.7
shuttered its U.S. factory
subscribers.
in
2.7
2004.
thousand subscribers.
Gerber,
This
a name
video's
that once
got
meant Portland, Oregon craftsmanship,
shitload of
got
views.
acquired by a Finnish company and started shifting production.
Then we'll talk about
Owned by
Spyderco.
Zippo Manufacturing,
This case,
another
I'm just going
Bradford-based
forward.
company, and they have 18,000 members in their collectors club. Case knives,
This is pulling stuff off the
the
internet, guys.
13% that
If
still
you
come from
listen
China,
to the
those go mostly to big box retailers. Your local knife shop or sporting goods store is almost certainly carrying the American-made stuff. Then there's Benchmade, and their story might be the most unusual of all because they actually left America and came back.
I found out this is true. So anyway, that's AI slop. And let me show you the other one. Spyderco, Death of. They're sensational titles. There's no human driving that. And I don't know if y'all are seeing these videos, if you're watching them, just know what they are. They might be good, but fact check them because they're the perfect way. They're the perfect way to mislead people. Where's my history? Because this is the one that made me think, okay, here's another big channel with that's blown up out of nowhere. That where's my history? Where's my history down? We're gonna get out of here. This was just early on my list, and the question was, have you seen these? Have you seen these AI slop? What I call AI slop, because they're literally prompted. It takes a couple of minutes to get this kicked out if you know what you're doing. But I think people want a human element, and I don't know where my history is. Damn it. Damn it. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Let's see where if I went to my page, view my channel. Let's go to my history. What I watched, because I watched it yesterday. Where's live shopping? All right, never mind. Darn it. There's another one out there, and I think it's called Tactical Something, not Llama. But see why Spyderco has fallen. I think that's in the top video is an ad. If it says sponsored, that's an ad. Like Google gives you ads. Dutch Bushcraft, we know there's good people. It's you can tell the thumbnail is very grandiose right here. That's the one, only 3 left in America. That's the built to fail. So we saw, here it is right here. Tactical Gear Stories. 8.2 thousand subs. This one's 35% more views than it got last time. This is 108,000 more. That's taken over a lot of views. Not that I care, but I'm just saying this is the Spyderco ugly, untold truth behind Spyderco. Sure, you're going to click on that, not to watch ads. So we'll turn it off because they've got them all monetized. And it gets a ton of comments, ton of likes, because a lot of people are taking it as, and there's good information in here. Come on, skip. All right, here we go. But listen to the voice. I don't want to get it back. Tell me if it's something that bothers y'all, if not, or if I'm just overthinking it.
Carry World. Their iconic arachnid logo is recognized globally, resting in the pockets of blue-collar tradesmen and elite special operations forces alike. But back in 1978, the Spyderco headquarters wasn't a pristine, state-of-the-art corporate manufacturing facility. It was a converted, beaten-up, massive, unprecedented innovations. First, the pocket clip. It is a mind-blowing... This fierce aesthetic backlash never bothered Sal Glesser because it was an intentional byproduct of his core industrial design philosophy. Design for the dark. Sal firmly believed that a pocket...
It's all actual, but it's all coming from...
Paramilitary 2, commonly known as the PM2. The PM2 didn't just offer...
That's not done by a videographer.
It showcased Spyderco's brilliantly patented for unprecedented
it's good information. It's getting good views. I mean, it's not all fact checkable, but I just wonder if y'all like videos like that. I'm stopping sharing. I'm coming back to the chat. Y'all have probably all left. I probably have no viewers. But what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the AI slop? Maddie, what do you think about it, dude? What do you think about the AI slop? Kyle, what do you think about it? Thank you. I love it. It's, guys, I'm seeing it in my feed all the time. And no, I don't click on AI slop. It's just, if they're getting those kind of views, 335,000, everybody's probably seeing it. And when you see the rise of Benchmade, or the fall of the three knives that are being made in the United States, but it doesn't tell you over X. I mean, those are the top 3 companies, I would guess. Anyway, burn my ass. What did B Shady's? Let's see what we got here. Hold on. I can't click there, but I can click over here. All right. Is everybody made up in the chat? Is everybody modded? Is everybody taken care of where they're not getting put in timeout? I want y'all. Man, we're all good. Talked about going live together one day. Looking forward to it. Burn the Stable Forge. I want you to send me a DM to Instagram. Please remind me. I found out we're going to have a guest next Friday night. I thought it was somebody else, but luckily they reached out to me because I forget. We're going to have a One Track Mind. I think his name's, I'm not going to say because I'll get it wrong, but the guy who designed the Kelpie and the knife before that is going to be here next Friday. But let me click on this. See what's North Carolina blood. But yeah, Mary phone, what's that? Orpheon 531. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one. Now, guys, if you want knives like this, I've got a black one of these. I know it's not a Marfione. I had a Marfione MSI Mini until today. I sold it. But we have a Frag Green, a Frag Black, and MSI. I have 3. That's right, 3 ProTech Peace Neighbor Avalons in MagnaCut that just came in. You'll have to call me, and I'll have to get someone to sell it to you tomorrow if you want one, because they will be gone. I have a couple of Microtechs that are Star Wars, but they can't put Star Wars on them. They've got blue blades. There are 3 of them, or 2 of them, with blue blades. An interesting handle. I think I've got a picture of it. I'll show it to you. That's awesome. But if y'all ever want stuff like that, reach out to Knives and More. I make no commissions. I make not shit on that stuff, but they have things that are hard to find. Just because a lot of your best knives sit around at knife stores because people aren't clamoring to those places to get them. And the good thing is, hey, what's going on, Apex Carry? The good thing is Knives and More doesn't have a website to promote it. But what they do have is an Instagram. And I want to show you this. We've also got 2 Halo 4s down there. This is my favorite. I want to own one. And I've played with it enough where if I didn't still want to own one, because this is our 3rd run of them, but I think this is the best button lock ProTech makes. I'm Javon with Javon's Knife Flicks. This is the ProTech Avalon, a collaboration between ProTech and Peace Neighbor, Sean Ashmore. It is probably the finest button lock specimen I've experienced from ProTech. The thumb studs are fantastic. The button lock action is snappy. The detent is on point. You've got this really long, slicey, functional MagnaCut blade. Really nice aluminum handle with some texture. Just an absolutely beautiful great knife. They're like under $300. We have a couple of them. We also have this. Hey guys, Javon with Javon's Knife Flicks. This is the Microtech Marfion Select Halo 4. It is a single action out the front that absolutely kicks like a mule. You've got this little cocking mechanism back here. Pull it back to engage it. So it's one way. It's not double action. It's single action. The benefit to you is you get a very strong deployment. Super nice, comfortable knife. Very tactical, very well made, and very unique. Microtech. We picked that up. These have all come in the last couple of days. That's not the best value we've got down there. We've got a Manix 2 Salt series in MagnaCut, fully blacked out with G10 handles. This one's sold. It is $189 for MagnaCut Manix 2 G10 Salt. We've got this. I'm not real crazy about it, but they tell me it's rare. I'm Javon's Knife Flicks. This is a badass Microtech Glycon bayonet top serrate blurple anode tie accents DLC hardware. A very rare bird available now. That's one that's down there. We picked up a Strider today, a aluminum handle with the flag, the gray, like Ryan got, except Ryan's black, and it's got flame anno on the back. We've got a Vero Synapse down there. We've got a couple of Gen 4s, bayonet grinds. We've got this green and a black MSI Mini. These are $320, I think. That's the fried green with the green blade, green and satin. And this black one's got the black and satin blade. So we got a few of those down there. And then we've got this, which I didn't know about this knife. To me, I thought it was a Proxima. It's a, this is the, hey guys, Javon with Javon's Knife Flicks. Here's a very interesting one. Gen 4. Just came in from Microtech. I'm noticing the old school milling down at the bottom. Yeah, it's got that. They call it a certain type of milling that's like halfway on it. Bottom, You've got these 3 little off-color circles. Got a black switch with the stainless X, and you've got this blue double-edged blade. Allegedly, it's Star Guys, Wars this is the inspired. Ultra Tech DE Gen 4 Blue Standard, model 11224-1JK. So, and here's a Microtech, last one I'll show you. Hey guys, I'm Javon. With Javon's Knife Flicks. And this is an older Medford Swift in S45 VN blade steel, aluminum handle. I like the automatic, snappy, built, overbuilt like a Medford is. But anyway, some cool stuff down there. And they've got some axe handles if y'all are case people coming in tomorrow that didn't come in today. What's up, Chris229, channel member and friend of the channel? I still loving my Carl Jr. Deadhead. I'll show you what I carried today. I got a slip joint that I bought yesterday because somebody traded it in, and I'm a single blade Warncliffe trapper guy. This is the second one that I picked up, but this one's in probably the ugliest finish. Stevie would love it. It looks like a pickle. And it is a stainless steel little Warncliffe, which I'm a single blade, weird fixed blade guy, but I can get these really sharp. And it does look like a pickle. I forget what kind of bone they call it. I need an Ultratech Gen 3 ZDP. We've got three or four B Shady, and they're still getting them in, the ones they've ordered. So if you need a specific one, reach out to me. And they're not marking them up. So you can get it for what you can get it on Blade HQ for down there. So they're in stock. I know I've got drop points. I know I've got I believe a dagger, double edge, and a Tonto, and then we've got more coming in. That one I showed with the raised aluminum. Let me find it again. This one right here is a 0 blade play, and it's in stock. It's a big one. Hold on, because it's not just in Ultratechs, but I think this is an Ultratech. Yeah, that's an Ultratech EX 0 blade play, bayonet grind. And then I've got, they've got several others. Like I say, drop points. We've got a UTX 70, actually 2 of those that just came out again. It was discontinued for a long time. That's a UTX 70 next to a 0 blade play. Ultratech up top next to a UTX 85 in the middle. So yeah, there's some coolies down there. I've been really blown away with these 3 knives. I'm sending them back. I'm going to keep and buy this one, the LTL. I'm probably going to buy the second, the one under my Avant. The Bexer, the one that's between the fixed blade and the titanium one, is their budget knife, and it is micarta D2. Very well done in terms of the fit and finish and the inlaid liners, and it's a $90 knife. Very Avanti. Probably going to send it back, but I'm probably going to send these 2 back. I only had these 3 sent to me, but I think I am going to keep the LTL because I really like that knife. It's a beefy little guy. And I can recommend it. I think it's a nice knife. If you like fixies. So yeah, we got this knife down there. I'm not a big fan of it. Here's the Microtech that we've got in stock. The Manix 2 Salt in Magna Cut. This 189. And that's G10 there, Salt G10. We had that. It's sold today. But yeah, it's cool being down there. I'm kind of tired. I get old real quick with it because we've got a lot of stuff that I've seen. We still have it in stock. Like if you're looking for Crossroads, Barlow, or a Crossroads, uh, what's it called? Sidebuster. We've got this Slim MIDI in that's in stock down there in Magna Cut. A lot of really nice Ed Martins. I'm not familiar with Ed Martin knives, but his knives are very well made. Small batch USA maker. We do have a Hinderer Battlefield pickup down there. The other one's sold that I just rolled by. Got several of these lever actions, AKCs, just weird stuff, depending on what you're after. I'm there every day except Wednesday and Saturday and Sunday, and I'm there from 2 to 6. So if you want to call me and have me look at knives for you and take pictures and send you stuff, um, yeah, I don't blame you, dude. We do not have a website, but what I can tell you is they have great prices. And both the guys down there, John, the guy I don't get along with great, is very knowledgeable. And Tate is a young guy who's very, very knowledgeable. He'll be at Blade Show. Um, they will take care of you. They'll, find you. They don't, everything that they get in, if it's not centered, they send it back. They cull all their stuff before it goes out to the shelves. So there are no unpleasant surprises out there. Now with cases, some are going to be not centered, but, they're without a website, you can't browse their stuff because for them, and I even as a consultant I don't think they need one at this point. They're 21 years in the business and people came up from Mobile today. They're a destination shop. They've got a Facebook group that's very popular, but mainly you're going to see case stuff. And they've got an Instagram page. I'll share their Instagram. And it's mainly Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? All right, let me see. I can't read the chat. I can't do shit. Hold on. Somebody's here and I can't let him in. We got problems. Gary, hey, Gary, hold the fort down. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I'm going to have to shut out my browser and come back in. My computer's all jacked up, so sit tight. I apologize. I'm trying to stay live on mobile and reboot my computer.
Okay.
What a nightmare. I'll drink coffee while I wait. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
Busy week? Now that you're settled back in?
It was a busy week, actually. I cut out 400 Makos in Magna Cut.
That is a lot.
I have 300 Makos at grinding right now in Magna Max. And I have 2 more sheets, which will be roughly 200 more Magna Max coming. So I have like 800 Makos.
Are you? Are any of those going to be ready for Blade? Or are you hoping most of them will?
Magna Max? That it's like 275. I have a batch of about 275 Magna Max Makos that I'm hoping will be ready for Blade.
That is excellent. Did you happen to see Laren's live stream yesterday?
Yeah, I was on there harassing him.
Good, good. I didn't see you, but I wasn't in there that long. Okay, I'm back logged in. Let's see if it'll let me get StreamYard pulled up. It wasn't pulling up dick. And my internet's fine. My Apple TV's just blowing out stuff over there. Let's see.
Just get yourself a MacBook Air and call it a day.
I need a MacBook Air. Oh, here's StreamYard. Okay, it's letting me back. It was just being pretentious.
It's just reliable. It just works. It's a great value. You know, if you get a refurbed one from like the Apple store.
Well, I think it would be worth it for me to invest in in one that's got more processing power. All right, here I come. Once I get in there, I'm going to kill this mobile. All right, let me kill this. All right, I don't want to end that. Hold on.
I have a Air dedicated for my laser cutter. It just sits out in the shop. And one of the primary reasons I got it for out in the shop is it doesn't have any fans.
That's me. So hold on. I'm sorry. You said now what? It's your dedicated for running your CNC?
It's dedicated to my laser cutter. Yeah. It's dedicated to my laser cutter, and it sits out in the shop because it doesn't have any fans to suck all the there's a lot of metal dust floating around my shop. And
you probably got some
MacBooks have a lot of magnets on them. Nah.
Do you have dust relief out there? Any downdrafts or anything? Or
no, I should. I have what would be the word? Minimalistic shop for what I do. I think my knife making business is well a bit ahead of my shop. But I mean, in terms of the actual space, what's in the space, that's a different matter. But it's just such a challenging thing, you know, like I'm really like building a knife up production company is like a step. It's very capital intensive. So like that's nearly 1,000 blades. It's over 1,000 blades when you I have about 300 mediums in that mix too. And then 2 more models I want to bring over to the PG series, the Omnivore, which is a little chef's one. But anyway, But the challenging thing with building the knife business, and this gets into a sort of I wonder what was going on with Bark River, because they were sustaining a pretty high level of output that should have been profitable. For me, I keep dumping money back in to try to get the next batches going, and not to pull back the curtain too much. But right now, I did buy that laser, so that accounts for about 20 grand. But I'm carrying about $20,000 debt. By the time I get those blades ready to deliver, I might have another 15 to do that. Granted, it's
Are any of them going to hit your site, Gary, when they're ready? Or are you holding back to take them to Blade to have inventory?
I'm hoping to bring 100 of them to Blade. And I'm also hoping to do my website the way I do orders differently. What I want to do is put blades together, have them finished, ready to go in the box. And when people order them, I just put them in a package and send it. That's where I want to get to. Right now, like even with the PG series, that's why it takes 5 to 10 days. Like sometimes I have to sharpen them. Hopefully not. Usually they're sharp and ready to go, but I got to put the scales on them, get them together, package them, do all that sort of stuff as people order them.
Right.
So I got about 10 or 12 orders that I need to get out the door tomorrow, which is my hope. But yeah, it's challenging
because it's no fun, even though you're not behind, because your time says it's no fun having stuff hanging over your head that you need to mail out, because it seems like an easy task for the recipient, but it's really laborious and kind of logistically challenging if you're doing other things.
It's very challenging. I mean, I'm never going to get to shed knives half an hour shipping time.
Well, because you heat treat your knives. If you don't heat treat them, you can get them.
That's why it's about 2 hours of tempering.
That's right. I was trying to, because I really found it interesting. I love the way Laren carries himself, and I think that's just his natural kind of knife nerd mentality, from what I can tell. But I found it interesting because I still don't understand the different processes of like a freezer cryo, which I know is not optimal, but it works, versus, and he was showing it on the graph so I could follow the science of it, but not understanding how as a maker you would accomplish those things to hold it for such a specific amount of time in one area or next through the protocol. When he was talking about the Magnamax protocol and people were asking him questions about Magnamax versus MagnaCut.
Yeah, I asked him one of those. I asked him about corrosion resistance.
Is that affected by your heat treat, or is that pretty much by the materials in the metal?
It can be affected by the heat treat if you do a secondary precipitation hardening cycle, like at 900 degrees. MagnaCut would lose a lot of its stainlessness if you did that.
I got you.
So if you do a high temperature temper, you're going to lose a lot of. And steels like 3V, Crewware, 4V, they all call for that higher temperature temper. But I don't do that. I do a gamma heat treat on my 3V, as we know.
Well, is that just a special protocol that you got called out, or is there something?
It's a protocol I developed. I'm hoping to land 3V at 63 or 64 Rockwell. Nobody runs it at that, it seems, or not many people, and I think it'll be great at that. Is
it? I see it coming back in more knives, even U.S. made knives. Is there a supply of it that's easier to get? Is that maybe why we're seeing more 3V, or is it just people have it and they're using it?
It's a very trusted steel in the knife world, especially for fixed blades.
That's why I'm seeing it.
It's just known to be tough. It's a good reliable steel. You know what you can get, and I think there's some more meat on the bone when it comes to the heat treatment protocol of it. So I'm looking forward to doing some more of that and putting out some 63, 64 Rockwell. I'm going to have about 100 mediums with that treatment.
Oh, nice. And I'm sure those are going to go to some people that are really going to test them, that are going to use them. I mean, your actual customer base that uses these things hard.
Yeah, at that hardness, it's not going to be as tough as it is tempered down a little bit, but I think it's going to be tough enough. And then you're going to have some corrosion. I mean, you're going to have some edge holdings, some better edge holding. So, yeah, I think it'll be like not as 3V heat treated with a lower temper cycle is about as stainless as D2. But so you're going to have like a MagnaCut level of edge retention, a D2 level of corrosion resistance, but a higher than MagnaCut level of toughness.
Ah.
So it'll be an interesting set of attributes. I think
So
people are
Gary,
going to like it.
did I take this in right yesterday? Would you call this accurate when Laren was pointing out his charts? That you've shown a lot of, where it shows kind of that arc of the way that it increases when you increase your temperature or time. That there are a whole lot of variables like your 3V that haven't been actually tested. That there's a very small number of, I guess, like if you look at pick a steel that has several, a line that's not dotted because it's been done. And then you've got a lot of stuff that's kind of speculative. I mean, there's a lot of speculative still out there, isn't there, in terms of what these steels will do at different heat treats, or has that pretty well been nailed down?
That's
I'm
been
just
pretty
not.
nailed down, especially with 3V.
Like with what was he? Was it he was talking about the Magnamax and MagnaCut? Was he just talking about what they know from science it's going to do on these different?
No, he's tested a lot of it. Heck, I'm on my third or fourth run of it, heat treating it.
Right.
So I've gotten different results from different melts, but now they've sort of dialed in the melt the way they want it.
And your protocol staying consistent throughout those several melts?
Yeah, I'm getting like 63-ish out of my Magnamax, 63 and a half, 64 when I was getting 62. Same protocol. So I'm pretty excited about it. Magnamax is going to be a big deal for a little while. It's in the early stages of its hype ramp up. So
yeah, but you seem more than hyped by it. You seem to believe in it from a scientific standpoint of what you've seen, compared to, you like MagnaCut and are a fan, but you seem to be kind of blown away a little bit by Magnamax and what its opportunity to offer people from a balance standpoint.
Magnamax is a step forward, no question about it, but people will overstate it given time. I mean, I am excited about it, and I do think it really does some high performance stuff and edge holding, but it will have at least the excitement of MagnaCut, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see if companies like Montana pick it up.
And when you say it'd be interesting, is it because they're so large? Are they larger than Benchmade, or are they one that is more likely to reach out and try something like that than?
They've made a whole lot of hay on MagnaCut, so switching to the next thing comes with a certain amount of risk.
I got you, because something that's working, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
I would think so. Like Spyderco plays with all these different steels, but companies like, even somebody like Benchmade, they'll do their S30, S35V, S45V, and I don't even know if they did S45V, and then they did some 20CV and some S90V, but they didn't. But those were really special models. Most, like, you can get a Spyderco that's a pretty basic model with Spy 27, or you could get some basic models with like crew wear, or you could get some with a whole bunch of different steels without, you can get S90V and a Benchmade bug out, but it's the carbon fiber one that's like triple as expensive as a regular.
Sure, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
And so Spyderco has some interesting knives that aren't off the charts expensive with all these different steels. And like, for the most part, Montana has been MagnaCut. That's it. And then some other companies. I'll take a company like LT Wright. He predominantly uses 01 and a couple others. They'll get 3V and they'll run it at like 58. But they don't even do that much. So, like, yeah, it's rare that companies do all kinds of different seals. Like, I want to do a run of Makos, maybe a run of Makos or a run of mediums, or maybe both in XHP.
Yeah. That's it. I've got a Shaman in XHP, and I've got something else in XHP, and I've liked that steel. That's one of the ones that I've sharpened that I really enjoyed how it sharpened. It's just it seems like a good steel. And I haven't had any corrosion issues with it at all.
So, by the way, the minnow that you have in Magnamax, that was not the one that was sent back to me. The guy that was going to send it back to me decided he wanted to keep it.
Okay.
And so I just sent you a second.
Well, I appreciate it. And like I was telling the guys earlier, I've got, and my cat's playing them, I've got boxes that you can make a fort out of. And I'm like at 137 versus like 100 in these 16-inch strips, best I can measure. And they're all the same because they come from the same box. But I think I'm going to give out before the edge does. I think I'm going to be like, that's why I don't do cut tests.
And keep in mind, that is a very small blade. So
it should dull quicker, right?
Yes.
Going through that
Yeah, you
abrasive
don't-
cardboard. Because I'm not just going through the Amazon cardboard. I'm mixing it up, and I've got it on 2 different charts, but I'm also using that Boost double-walled cardboard that's highly abrasive. But dude, these things are laser beams. But the one that has stolen my heart that I did not think would, because I felt like it was too big for my carry, it lives in my back pocket, the Mako. It's just understated, elegant, perfectly.
It's a little more useful size. It really is.
Well, and for somebody like me with a small hand, it's not the grip. It's I appreciate that longer, taller blade. I appreciate the longer, taller blade, but I love the Mako and its portability. I think it's just a win, just a mad win. But this knife is extremely slicey.
Yeah. I think if I had the Mako in Magnamax, that would sell a lot more than the Minnow. You know, the Minnow is a pretty small knife. It's pretty small.
But you save money on that knife too. It's under 200 bones. It's Jacob, and I've got 3 chickadees, so I can't talk bad about them. And I'm going to do a battle that's going to be interesting because my battles are done with a chart, and I go through and I'm doing a minnow and a chickadee, and it's not where they cut how many feet. They're just comparing them. And that little knife retails very basic for $245 when I bought it. I think they're $260. Well, I'm going to do Magnamax, MagnaCut, and MagnaCut. So interestingly enough, there's not much difference. This one I bought on the secondary. I think it was purchased. This is MagnaCut. It was purchased for $245 new with a G10 handle, stone washed, a little bit longer blade, shorter handle.
So versus 180.
And then the 20 CV with the micarta was also $245. So if I'm not mistaken, and the other one I have is an old fully flat ground S90V that might have been a few dollars less because it was sold years ago. But now Jacob has these knives made down the street or around the corner at Millet, wherever they are. I think he announced
Millet's making them. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And his Hail Mary series. But that's what, 80, 20 more 100. So that's $65 more.
Yeah.
For the chickadee. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out. Because when you look at fit and finish, there are going to be a lot of things where if it's not for me, where I can't see, like materials, for example. If I look at the materials between this with G10 and a stone washed Magna Cut blade, and I look at the Minnow with a 3D printed handle and a Magna Cut blade, the ergonomics are going to come into the handle that I call kind of the bulbous handle, which it'll get a point on that, but they'll probably both wash out because the materials are so similar. Although they're not, because this is an old version of Magna Cut. This is not, I don't know that matters. But it'll be interesting. And I used to do that with folding knives. I'd pick 2 random knives and I just do. Lefty EDC showed me, he has this little chart that has fit and finish. If it's a manual, action, all other things, price, value, for different categories. And he tries to end it on an odd number so you won't get a tie. And what's surprising, if you do it and just go into it kind of blind, you might be surprised. I'm surprised as an owner a lot of times of what gets a point versus what I like. It's not always what scores the best. But hey, Shady, you're the Jacob Creates master. Are they priced differently though? Aren't they pretty much like if you get a Chickadee and any of those blade steels, they're pretty much going to run the same price if I buy them from, say, a River's Edge Cutlery Drop or from his site, or a Hail Mary for that matter. If it's the same blade shape, they don't hit you much for steel difference, or do they? I've not bought one in over 3 years of his knives. And that was a knife when Lefty EDC bought it, because he sold it to me. Kyle Coonley, my buddy, sharpened it. But when Lefty bought this, it made me want to get a fixed blade. So I got the Tucson TS150 because it was like $60 and about a 1/4 inch shorter, just to see if I'd carry it. And I used to carry things horizontal, these small knives right to the right of my belt buckle, kind of at an angle. And then it just went to, I just went off the fixed blade deep end. All the same price, B Shady says. So for that little piece of steel, he's not going to adjust the price. Again, because he's probably getting a premium. He's probably got it priced out covering the most expensive steel.
Well, the truth is, let's take a look at
$225 and $280. They weren't $245. Shady, I trust you, and I need to change my note because I thought they were $245. I'm sorry, Gary. Go ahead. What were you saying?
So, Magna Cut 20 CV, XHP, and Z-Wear. Z-Wear I don't have recent pricing on, but they're all very close. Add to that, he might even get more of those on the sheet than I do of minnows. So the per unit steel cost could be a little bit. So, and none of those are necessarily more or less desirable. Well, so yeah, the cost to do those isn't really much different. For that matter, Magnamax is about 20% more than other premium particle steels, and it's a little bit harder to get
currently.
Yeah. So in a Mako, I'm charging an extra $25. In a Minnow, I'm charging $20 for Magnamax.
Well, one of the things that I have on there is not cutability. I call it sliciness. And if you look at my first Jacob Creates, it's a full flat, but his most recent are like a 3/4 flat. Yeah, it's not a full flat. And it's also a shorter grind. So when you slice with both of these knives that are both very, very sharp, you get a much less sound. I say it's like wind blowing through trees with no leaves. When you cut with a really sharp knife with good geometry through paper, you don't even hear it. It just kind of separates. And the Minnow does that. I mean, it's just, to me, it's much slicier. And again, the handle, even though it's a little longer, because I think the blade might be 1/8 of an inch longer on the Chickadee, but the handle is so much more comfortable, in my opinion. And I've got small 3.5 inch across hands. No worries, buddy. I think you're right though, because I did buy my 20 CV from River's Edge Cutlery. That's the only one I bought new. And then I followed them on Jacob's site and missed a couple of drops. And I bought lefties for a really good price that Kyle sharpened. And then I bought one, I want to say from Five Door, or I traded him for that S90V one. Hey, Mikey Bobby. Welcome, brother. I wonder why my computer just all of a sudden shut me out. I wonder if it's the Iranians. I'm checking it right now, brother. That people will send me Instagram messages to share. See what we got here. It'll probably crash my computer and I'll have to come after B Shady.
So I've made an interesting observation late about knife tubers broadly. Almost all of them, like when they're doing sponsored posts, they're doing Chinese knife companies.
And Gary, answer a YouTuber a dumb question, because I get a lot of grief from Satisfaction for this. What do you call a sponsored post? A post where they were sent the knife? Or a knife where they say...
I'm thinking more of a post where...
Like an ad? Like a sponsored content?
Like an ad. Like,
yeah.
Here's $500 to do this video or whatever it is. That kind of
thing. That's typically how those work for some companies, because if you think about it, for them to generate an ad with stills, they're going to have the same distribution problems, i.e. social networks, really their only game in town. See this post, Gary? I don't know if you can read it, but that's off Jacob's site. So if you were to buy one off of his site, it's $225. I believe they go up a little bit from River's Edge, but I'll check that out here in a second. But anyway, before I do my review, I'll have them down, because that's what I write with my sweet ass BlackBerry. Dude, I've gone off the deep end on the what are they called? Blackwing pencils.
Blackwing.
I ordered 3 razor blades. I ordered 3 razor blades to replace the ones that I'll never need to replace. For my sharpener. I ordered my one pencil topper that I thought I'd really like, which I did. And then I got on Amazon, and if you're interested in those pencil toppers they make, they sell them for like $21 a piece. They've got a set of 3, 1 gold, 1 black, and 1 stainless, all from 3-Wing, 51% off for $21 on Amazon, but you don't get them till like the 22nd of May. They're less expensive for 3, Blackwing, a stainless, a gold, the ones that you stick on to keep your lead if you want to put it in your bag from breaking, $21 on Amazon. And I went ahead and bought them. Even though I'm deep in, dude. I was almost last night. If it had come Sunday with my other stuff, now I got to find a good notebook. And I've heard that a RHONIN that I've been looking at is a very nice notebook. What do you write on? Does it really matter?
Old Mail.
Anything, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I use. Let's see. Do it. This sort of thing.
Well, I've got a whole
field notes. Field notes would be the answer to the question.
That's what I've got. I had some original field notes, which it makes a difference because the cheap ones, which I bought like 40 of the last time, they come in and the paper's a little waxier. It's not as nice. So if you look right here, and I won't keep us here long because I know my audience doesn't care, but you've got these single ones for 21. I bought one of these silver ones for $23, right? I purchased it May 26. And if you go to my orders, oh, don't make me sign in. Don't make me do that. It is me. It is me. It is me. All right, I'm not going to do that. Let's go back and let me just find it because I thought I could just find it in my orders because I don't see the 3-pack. Blackwing point guard. Because these 3 sets are cheaper. They're 21 for all 3. Which I thought was a great deal. 51% off.
So you're digging the pencils, though.
Oh, very much so. I love them, and I think I thought I was gonna like the soft. I'm glad I didn't get the matte. The pearl I like very much, but this, what is it, 706 or 609? The little stiffer one is nice. Check this out right here.
Oh, cool. You know what it is with the black, the black wings? It's just a little bit of luxury in your life. It's an order of magnitude more expensive than like a standard Ticonderoga pencil. But it's the kind of luxury you can afford because it's still only $30.
I wonder if that's my pen. Doubt it is. No, it's incorrect. I'm not going to try to log in there. I don't know what the heck. I'd have to log into my phone. But that's not the ones I had. That said they were $42, right? The ones I bought today were literally $21 for 3, and they're great because they fit on a lot tighter than I thought they would. I'm gonna have to watch the website. Minnow is the Magnamax is what I'll be after. I think he's got Minnow Magnamaxes in
I may
stock.
not. I'm getting low. I haven't. They're gonna sell out probably before Blade. Let me take a look and see.
Are you hoping did you say you're hoping to have some of those in 4 Blade?
I'm hoping
or
to
maybe
have
not. Those are gonna be Makos. Yeah.
I'm hoping to have Makos. Products.
Don't feel B shady. I was having a battle with my phone earlier.
Yep, they're out. Yep, they're out. I wondered why sales slowed down on my website.
Because you lost a whole SKU?
Yeah. Yep. And I don't usually go to like 0 on stuff, so in case I need to replace one or something or other. So yeah. But hopefully I'll have some Magnamax Makos. I'm getting low on Magna Cut Makos, but I got 400 of them in process, so they're not too far away. And they're coming out around 63 or 64 Rockwell. So that's pretty nice.
That is very, very nice.
I did see where ProTech had some Chavez Magnamax blades that were running 65 at Magnamax. That's pretty impressive. That's going to be noticeable edge retention.
I would think so. Please enter the code that has been sent to a phone. All right, let's see if they sent me a code. I'm about to show you. And I know I've been taking way too much time on this, but it's been driving me crazy. That's what ADHD and hyperfocus will do to you. 231014. I've logged in successfully to my Amazon account, which is a win. No, I don't want to create a passkey. What is a passkey? I don't know. Yeah, password manager's fine.
It's like a password on your computer. Oh, man, Philly's lost. They came back all the way. Doggone it.
So who you got still in there? I guess the Phillies are your guys?
Phillies for Philadelphia, yeah.
So I bought a nice wax pencil pouch that I keep them in, but check these out. 3-pack. They're not showing the price anymore. They're showing it for $46. I bought these for $21 today. Maybe they were just a one-day sale. Let's see. View order. Look. excuse me, $31.
31.
31. So I was pretty stoked to get those, and they're not on sale anymore, so I can't share the good news. That just sucks. And why were they on sale for just a day? And where are they coming from? Germany on a boat through the strait? There was
So I got
allegedly. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I got these sunglasses from Neven, Neven, extra large. I have these extra large sizes because I got a big head. So I'm hoping they're gonna fit and I don't look like a doofus.
Are they supposed to come in this weekend, or did you just get them?
Sunday. It's like Amazon's delivering them. I didn't buy them on Amazon, but
Nice. Yeah, I was just checking those out. These are actually blue blockers that are one-time reading glasses that I still can't read my chat on. Very, very barely can I read my chat. My eyes are just getting worse. I think I need 1.5s, but then everything, it just throws it off. Reading glasses also give me a little bit of nausea if I wear them too long and try to read. It messes with my head.
so where are Kyle and
I don't know. Kyle was in the chat earlier. Shane, they usually jump on between 9 and 10, and Bugsy had a link. I don't know if they were back, but those guys come and go. I send you get a link, Bugsy gets a link, and then Kyle's got a key, and then Ryan Ellis, who I don't know if you've been on a live with, he's beside himself because he ordered or tried to get in on his 8th Lamia drop last weekend, and he didn't get a rejection for the first time. And today he got a shipping notification that his S90V SPK Lamia was shipping, and he sent us all texts. I can't believe it. I actually got it. And I've never seen somebody get so excited after trying so hard. I know it makes you happier when you've done it, but I've always heard you could get them on the third time. He went through 7 or 8 drops and did not, was sniped from his cart. He was there on time.
I have a weird part of my personality where I just won't wait in lines. If I see a long line, I just go do something else. I just won't do it.
Life's too short when you get to be my age, Gary, and probably your age, to want to stand in line. I agree with you. And I had to do it today, and I bailed because I wasn't getting anywhere. And then I called the pharmacy where I was standing in line. And it turns out I left for the right reason. They would have just frustrated me. Here's a knife I wanted to show you guys. I reviewed it today. A guy sent it to me, the prototype. And I really get excited about prototypes. But this is a knife. It's the second knife. I've never heard of One Track Mind. Have you, Gary?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Please tell me it's not an OEM China knife.
It is. It's a Riot. I know it's a Riot, but this guy, he doesn't make his own knives, but it was a very well made knife. Riot did a very good job, and one of the things I liked about the one I got to try out was it was this black DLC, which had a satin DLC, but they make some really funky colors too. This is my least favorite China color, the crystallized tie. But it was a well done knife, Riot, and he does some lefties, and he's doing one in Damasteel and Hugin, whatever that means. But yeah, it's a Chinese knife. There are very few.
$650. Get yourself the Mini Dixon that's coming out, or something. Something.
The Mini Dixon is going to be the perfect size. You know what else there's going to be, which probably won't excite you, but a Microtech Mini Stitch is coming out, and the Mini MSI is so good.
I had a Stitch.
They're great. To me, it's just a little big. For me, my finger's too far. You probably had an automatic, but mine's too far to flick it.
No, mine was it was manual. I liked it. It's just such a goofy design.
Very goofy design. And it seems purpose for one thing.
So little blade.
Yeah, for poking pumpkins. is really its main use. But yeah, Wes, I've never seen him do S90 and Lamia's, Paul. I thought that was pretty sick too. I know he was really excited. He's been eyeing my crew wear. They're all after my crew wear, he and Shane. And it's one of the few knives that I'm really attached to. I've got about 5 knives, and one of them is a Chinese knife. And it's not my Evo. It's my Liang Ma Field Duty EDC. It's probably one of my favorite detent carry knives. OEM by Riot way back in the day before I really knew the difference. But this is one even after. It's got a G10 show side scale, titanium frame lock, and the D10 on it is just snappy. And it's L-Max. He makes kitchen knives, so it's kind of kitchen inspired. Nothing super fancy about it. It's by no means one of my top 10 most expensive knives, but it's one of my favorites. I carry it probably as much as anything. And he made a bigger one, the Field Duty folder, that I don't like nearly as much because the blade hole he made too big. So for me, if I'm not thinking about it, I can stick my finger through the blade and it makes it misfire. I've got to just be sure I'm on that edge. Do you know Leon? Have you ever met him before, Gary?
No.
He's a nice guy, lives in Florida, was a chef for years, and started, he designed knives with Riot when Riot was probably, I don't know if they were a clone company, but I think they probably were, but when they were first starting out. So they've always kind of been his OEM, but he hasn't done a lot of really nice knives lately. He started doing some budget knives. But I guess a knife, if you're making knives where you're gambling on stuff that you're buying overseas, it changes probably a lot more than if you're someone who's making knives. You've got your finger kind of on the pulse of what people want. I would think that's an advantage for a maker versus a speculator. Would you call them that?
Yeah, I mean, so many folks out there, with a few $1,000 and an email address are knife companies, and so yeah, I'm maybe just a little bit. I don't know. The longer I'm at this, the more it irritates me. Like
It
knives,
should.
it's
And,
like that.
and Kyle and Shane share that sentiment. And we did a thing. This is a short, not a rant. I'm not calling any names, but we did a short thing on one of our lives a few weeks ago where I put in some prompts into Chat GPT to design me a knife, made a few changes. We all liked the way it looked. And then Chat GPT asked me if I wanted it to make the document so I could pass it off to an OEM. And it basically gave me everything that I would need. They might request a few more things from me. Well, I thought that was kind of wild. Well, I'm in a group on Instagram. It's a whole bunch of YouTube creators. And I mean, they're creators that you wouldn't ever know were creators that are coming out of the woodwork. And a lot of them are coming out of the woodwork designing knives. And you would not believe the percentage that are turning to AI to start their design. To me, it's just sacrilege to start their design and then they're going in and tweaking it and thinking it's their knife. To me, that's just like the AI slop that we were talking about that's starting to permeate my YouTube feed, with these sensational titles. You've got these channels that have 7,000 subs and they're getting 400,000 views on each video because it's so tailored to the algorithm and to that sensationalism. And there's good information. They're long videos. But I would not.
Heck, anymore. I'm just glad to watch a video that's not AI.
Yeah, that's for me. I can tell right now, and there'll probably be a day where we can't tell. But now I would not watch. I started watching that one about the 3 USA made companies that are still making knives in the States. And I realized in 5 minutes they were talking about the top tier when they said Zippo or Case, Benchmade, and who was the third one? there was a third one, but they left out so many that we all know make their knives in the USA. Like Spyderco, they make some,
Well,
but
one of the things is guys making their knives in the US are probably not as willing to pay influencers. I think the Chinese really understand the value of paying influencers to, have a product get recognized.
I guess they do with the channels that are big. Now, a friend of ours had a conversation. Shane had a conversation with Jared, who's pretty big of a YouTuber, and Shane has said that he'd heard, and it was no big deal, but that Jared had a couple of different ways that he reviews knives, and one of them was that pay to play. And Jared said he's never, ever taken payment for a video. He does take free knives, to make the content around, but he allegedly will not take payments. What he told Shane. Melissa Backwoods, that's how her media kit is presented. She's a what would you call it? Celebrity, right? Who also is a knife influencer. I think other, like your electronics influencers, that might be more of the standard, and maybe Metal Complex gets paid, but I don't hear about a lot of that. I do hear about people getting, and a lot of people get a lot more products sent to them, because it's funny. You see reviews coming out that were supposed to come out a month and a half ago, but the reviewer hadn't had a chance to get to it. But China looks at not only, and Shane nailed this right, and I'll get a lot of grief for saying it, but China looks at even their partners as marketing arms for what they're trying to do. So if you're ABC Knife Company that sends your designs to China and China sends you knives, you're helping China and that OEM, whether you mention them or not, get stronger, because more people are going to go to China and use their services.
Right.
I think there's some validity to that as well. Todd Carr, what's up, buddy? Bugsy, what's up? You got a link, Bugsy? I know you're probably working. Yeah, Todd, Melissa, you're right. Melissa won't touch a knife unless it goes through her marketing people first. She has an entire, what would you call it, a PR team, or the type of team you would if you were a minor celebrity or whatever list celebrity she is. I'm sure she's got a team of people that reach out to these companies on her behalf and then screen them for her. But maybe after doing my experiment in the knife store, I used to think that a Stasa review would be more valuable than a Melissa Backwoods showing off a knife in 45 seconds. But the people that come in there and buy knives, I had a blade steel conversation with a Benchmade owner today who he just hadn't been told. He thanked me. He goes, well, I hear that's really tough to sharpen. And I was like, what do you sharpen on? He's got a Spyderco sharp maker, and he's only got the ceramic stone and the boride stone or whatever. I was like, well, I had that system to start out with, and I had to buy diamond stones just to sharpen, and it wasn't worth it. So I got rid of it in no time. But I don't think those knives are necessarily harder to sharpen if you're using a proper stone. If you're trying to do it on Arkansas stone, yeah. But if you're doing it on diamonds, those things cut pretty well.
Come on, buddy. What do you need?
Have y'all been doing any land hunting? Do y'all have a land set up there where y'all can like connect your computers and not have the internet in between you?
For gaming?
Yeah.
No, but I think that may happen these days automatically.
Oh, because you're in the same area?
Because it's on the same IP, but I'm not positive about that.
When you guys go like hunt other teams, are you hunting computer teams or real life people?
The real life people, they on Helldiver, for instance, they just auto match you.
I got you.
Yeah,
So you
the other
are
match.
then on the internet, even if y'all are connected. Y'all are Diamond Stone.
Yes.
But Todd, don't you agree that Diamond Stones kind of make those steals, with the exception of some of the super crazy ones, manageable? They
They're all
are for
manageable
me.
with Diamond.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all manageable.
I would think so. I would think they were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to look up your stats here. Your viewing stats. Have you looked at those lately?
No, my views.
You ever go to vidIQ?
I use vidIQ. I have a $10 membership to vidIQ. Only.
Oh, you pay to play.
Well, I don't do ads. This is my dad. He's got dementia. Y'all hold tight. I'll be right back. Hello. Hey. No, I'm on my live stream though. What's up?
Jovan's Knife Flicks. No results found. Come on. There's results. So, chat, you can ask me a question, any question, within reason. I'll answer your question. That's how I'll go full Laren Thomas on the live.
That's funny. I don't care who you are. I left the mic on so y'all could hear part of that. So this guy is 91 years old. He retired 36 years ago as an attorney. He was an attorney in town here for years and years and years. Really successful, was able to retire. And now he's calling me because he's panicked that he's supposed to be in court tomorrow and needs a ride. Those are the things you got to coach him and say, you just call me, I'll get you there. And then convince him tomorrow there is no court, Dad. It's Saturday. Dad, you hadn't practiced law in 35 years. That means nothing to him. I've tried to have those, what you would think would be a very logical conversation. People that don't have their brains don't have logical conversations. But anyway, that's over. I had to take it because I didn't know if he'd fallen and couldn't get up. I haven't had that call yet. So I can deal with the fantasy calls that he has more so than that.
Yeah, I would say it's at least as good as K390.
Where were you going before he called? I know you were about to go to a site.
Oh, I was just looking at that IQ site, trying to yeah. But when I put you in it says not found.
Hold on, let me share it with you. Let me go to vidIQ. So I use this dashboard. What it does is it lets me, like when I put in people have noticed I've got some, so that's Javon's Knife Flicks. And so what I let it do is it makes me clips. Like if I go to clipping, and this is a thumbnail that it made thumbnails for me. This is a thumbnail I made, and it does A/B testing for me. And these are all clips. So if I go into any of these are clips that I've made. Like here's the Mako. The EDC Master made out of MagnaCut. You can also get it out of other blade steels, and he's working. And that's a 20-second video that links back to the full video because this was clipped out of the video. That's one thing that this vidIQ does really well. I don't do tags, but I'll let it help me with titles, and I'll let it help me answer because I've tried to get into the comments. So here it goes. Yeah, but it's a pocket carry. It's extremely hard to work with a fixed blade in your pocket. It's designed for pocket carry with the sheath. The sheath has a clip that makes it easy to draw. And then I could put goob on there, but I won't. But I'll just go send AI reply. So I answered his asshole question. And I don't know what this guy's saying, but look what
I've not been
AI
to that
did.
diner, by the way.
AI has gone in and edited it for me or translated it. Translate. While the Viper is more suitable for everyday carry, this model is on for bushcraft, and you can decide according to your needs. Yeah, I'll send that back to him. So see, it'll just go in there and it'll give you suggested answers. This is a Steel at 120. Glad you like it. They really pick. Whatever, I'll give them that. But anyway, that's what that does. And they just have a beta version for Instagram. But all you can do for Instagram now is just ask it questions because it's basically just Chat GPT. But I'm surprised you can't find me. It's under Javon's _knife_flicks. But it should just find me under Javon. That's how I found me.
Yeah, I put it in and said, cannot find.
Interesting.
Found these. Oh, actually, let's duplicate.
Yes, JUHVON.
No results found. Weird.
Yeah, let's see if I can get a link. I'll send you a link through private chat. I would think it would let you send a link. Let's see. John Evans. Oh, you know why? I wonder if it does it by email address. Because I've got a different email address in here.
I could just do it by the.
Should just do it by channel name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had people that have me as competitors because it looks at. I know other people have pulled me up and have me in their vidIQ to see how you grow compared to other creators that create like you. There's another site, Gary, I don't know if you're familiar with, but it's called it rates all YouTube channels. It's called Social Blade. Google Social Blade. Have you ever used it?
No.
Social Blade is a
Oh, there you go. I had to add you to this particular sub service. There you are.
Social Blade does it too. Kind of in a different way. It gives you projections and weird stuff like that. What's up, Knives and Pizza? Hey, Knives and Pizza has a question for Todd Carr or Kyle Coonley if he's in here. How hard would it be to sharpen a double-edged hollow ground dagger? No harder than sharpening a regular dagger, but I'm not sure how to. Kyle, you in here? Todd? Where am I sharpening people? I'm not the guy to ask how to sharpen. I can get very good edges, but I still get little minute scratches in my steel where I'm somehow dragging slurry. And I do not know how or why. It's quite frustrating. Paul, that just means it kissed you. Todd, do you know how to sharpen a double edge hollow ground dagger? He's probably he's freehander system. Yeah, either way, pretty easy. Just make sure your bevels are the same so your point lines up properly.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just you got to you got to be careful of how your bevels are, and you want to make sure that there's a flat spot so that the blade is the same, plane.
When you say a flat spot on the blade, or where you're
holding it, like
Hey, that's what I was gonna say. Knives and Pizza. Reach out to Kyle Coonley here. Let me throw this up here and send him a message. I think his books are open. I can't speak for him, but he is that's wrong. That's where Kyle lives. Klingenweks_sharpening on IG. And if you're on IG, just DM him. That's what I would do with a knife like that. I would say if you were close to Huntsville, you could bring it to Knives and More. They do a good job. Kyle would cringe because they don't do nearly the job that he does. But they use really nice Corex. They use a nice wheel. They sharpen a lot of knives for people that seem very happy with them. But I don't know, because that clientele is so unique. I don't know if they would know the difference. But his knives have seemed plenty sharp, but just not as sharp as Kyle's. Craig Brown is really good. Those mini Cortex. Have you seen the mini Cortex, Gary?
No.
Let me show you something really amazing. This is a knife designed by NASA engineer. What's up, Bugsy?
What's up, guys?
Hey, I turned into a pumpkin around 11. Just
all right, buddy. I'm glad you stopped in. I was going to show you this Cortex archive.
Yeah, I got a couple minutes.
So this is these knives. Each one is on his site. So what's fancy about these knives? That doesn't show you much.
Are they integrals?
They're not, but what they are, let me go to the Cortex Mini Archive. This is what our buddy Paul Mills got, and it doesn't show the detent, which is right here. See right under the pivot, that little diagonal line?
Yeah.
That's the lock bar release, or the internal liner release. But if you go up here to where is it? Resources, and you look at the adjustment for the Cortex XL, see these two pins in the blade? Those are designed to be rotated so you can adjust the detent somehow in the blade. You can see that these have a little D shape.
These are US made blades?
Yes, they are.
Mm.
And he came from the aerospace world. And like, this is 5-degree rotation or less. But if you look at, I mean, they're up in the furthest that you can go west, but Craig, aerospace engineer, and he operates CNC machines and I guess designs knives. But every knife I've tried of his, and my buddy Edisi, they're fantastic.
Nice. Yeah.
They're
I like that one.
Yeah, the FSD was my favorite until I tried the mini Cortex.
Yep. That'll probably work really good cutting drywall.
It makes my skin cringe.
Yeah, some Damascus ones there.
Paul Mills, for really accurate measurements, you want a micro.
So what do you guys do this week?
I worked for only 4 hours a day, but it seems like 8 hours because the case people have been out in force. We got a bunch of axe handles in this week, and that brought them out. And I found out right after Blade Show, the young guy's having a kidney transplant. And I'm going to be working with the older gentleman for 32 days from 10 to 6. It's going to change my whole world. Because he and I he listens, and I love Willie, but he listens to Willie's Roadhouse all day long. We're both in AA, but I'm not active in AA anymore. He's in AA, just all over it, talking about it all the time. I don't want to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just different. And I know it's going to be, because 4 hours at a knife store can be a long time, but 8 hours is probably going to seem very long.
For sure.
I mean, I'd love for it to be busy. And like I told him, I said, I'm bringing my laptop. And in the mornings when you're not busy, I'm going to be doing content. I have things I do, from like 5:30 in the morning till 11:30. I'm doing content for that day.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, the knife store, like the knife store's not paying me the majority of my income, pal. It's important to you.
I just made my first yellow shrimp on my own.
You made it, or so they bred a yellow shrimp for you?
Yeah, apparently. Just swam across in front of me.
So
I started off by buying my yellow goldbacks, but that's the first one I've just made flat out from just letting them mix in that tank.
So
there was no yellows in there before.
Shrimp, or are these like bait shrimp? They're not bait shrimp, are they?
No, I mean they'd be pretty expensive bait.
These are the ornamental ones, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I just saw some across, so I was like, "What the?"
Man, you got to set you up a camera, buddy. That would be so cool to just stream it.
Yeah, it's tough though, like reflections and stuff, man. I have to I could probably do it on a black background tank that I have, and then put like a black background behind the camera.
Yeah.
So like that
to keep the reflection off the glass.
Yeah, it's hard though, because like to keep the light in the tank too, I gotta take some plants out and stuff. Like,
well, it's funny because my days and nights are kind of flipped just because of not working 8 to 5 anymore. But at night, especially on YouTube, there's very little 24-hour content. And a lot of times if you're up doing stuff, writing, doing whatever you do, it's nice to have not live content. There used to be some podcasts that were on late, but they're not really on late anymore. But just to watch something like that, because I used to watch the Eagle Nest. I forget the names of the two eagles that had the babies.
yeah,
Their nests were always shown. And I would sit there and watch those things for hours, which is more of a time suck than playing video games, Gary, and not nearly as adrenaline rushy.
I'm telling you, man, play No Man's Sky. You'll get sucked into that for weeks.
Well, I just can't imagine with the type of videos I'm seeing that people make with AI. I have to imagine video games have gotten just quantitatively better in terms of graphics.
So No Man's Sky is not really necessarily about, I mean, it does have some really cool graphics, but it's an entire galaxy.
So it's open.
It's an open universe. If you look up in the sky and you see something, you can fly to it. And then after you upgrade your ship to a certain point, you can open like the galactic map and you can just fly to different stars and then check out the planets that surround that star. And it just goes on forever. And you can build bases and, collect resources and fight pirates. There's all kinds of different stuff you can do in the game. But the storyline behind the game is super deep and it's really cool. But it takes an insane amount of time to
But it sounds
figure out.
engaging. It sounds like it's an engaging title.
It's actually kind of amazing. Like it's with enough people that play the game, you're kind of creating a universe on the internet because people set up little trading stations and all kinds of stuff in the game. And it's to find another person in that game though is It's almost impossible because you literally you start off in a different part of the galaxy.
Everybody does.
The game is massive. Like, and if sometimes, like, if you don't have the proper stuff, it can take you like hours to fly to a different location.
Just because you're gathering resources to get yourself there.
Yeah, like if you mess up and you get yourself like halfway between stars or halfway between like planets and you run out of like fuel, I mean, you're gonna be sitting there for hours trying to get, or you just go back to your last save and save yourself the agony and that kind of thing. But it's insane. There's so much you can do between all the different things you can build and collect, and it goes on forever because it's the resources. Like, I went to different planets and surveyed for gold, and I set up a bunch of big gold mines on these planets, and I set up portals so I can just portal back to them, collect the gold, bring the gold back to my ships, and then just keep stacking that. But there's all kinds of resources in that game that you could do that with, not just gold, all kinds of stuff, because you have to build everything.
It gives you different properties, different minerals will give you different.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I mean, that sounds just immersive. And for me, that's deadly.
Yeah, dude.
I would grow into the couch.
Hundreds of hours you could wait just building like to build your base, you know what I mean? Like to get it all set up the way you want, and then, oh crap, I'm out of this material. I have to go to this galaxy and pick up my like glass material to make glass out of, and then go back and build the dome and plant your plants. And it's fun, but it's a lot. My son loves it because he can fly around all over in the spaceships and stuff
and just explore. And you have to do the resource management, the fun part.
Yeah, the game is cool too because it auto loads. Like, it has some way to like load different animals, different plants, different like resources on every planet. So it's like a really like you can discover planets, you can discover animals, you can discover plants, and put your name in there, and then send it to the whole like the central hub. So like if anybody else shows up in that galaxy, like, and they look at the planet, it tells them discovered by me on a certain day. I named it this or that. It's got this resources or those resources.
That sounds very cool.
It goes into this crazy big database. It's really, it's interesting. It's just interesting to me that that entire galaxy can be stored on like a little chip.
Well, and what's even scary, not scarier, but more fascinating is the data centers that they're now submerging in the ocean that are so huge. And how far is that game from a simulation that we're all living in?
That's kind of what the game's about too. And it's about how the universe resets itself and stuff over time. And like you're like a traveler versus like and there's like 3 alien species that live throughout, like no matter how many times it starts over, these 3 species always end up being the ones to live. One's a robotic race, the other 2 are like a warring race, and the other one is more like a small reptile kind of thing. So you can like play each one against each other. You can learn all their languages and stuff because you start out not knowing anything. But as you talk to each one, you can learn like one language, or I mean one word of the language. So eventually when you talk to them, their language pops up in English, so you can actually respond to them.
That's fascinating. That's like my video IQ that lets me go to the people from Germany who are saying, I can't believe you have a knife. That's a murder weapon. No, it's not.
Oh, how far they've fallen, huh?
I have no bodies hanging on this knife. So, Gary, you got big plans for the rest of the weekend?
I wouldn't say big plans. Yeah, we're just prepping for church. I think I'm going to trim some trees tomorrow.
What's up, Marco?
You got a helper now for a while, or does he have his own social life going on?
He helps sometimes, a little bit here and there. He's trying to get his driver's license, and he hasn't put much time in. So we just took a 3.5-hour drive.
How are you for a passenger driver? Are you pretty good? I was good with my daughter. My ex was terrible.
I'm tough on him. I'm a little tough on him. you
I would
know,
correct her, but I would just never show that panic that my ex would always hold
oh,
the.
I'm not panicked. I'm just like, get off of the white line.
Yeah. Watch the road.
And so it was a pretty mixed, around the Lehigh Valley here. There was a fair amount of traffic when we left. Route 78 was pretty busy. Did some country driving on curvy roads through the mountains. So got a little bit of everything.
Good deal. I'm glad y'all are getting to bond. I know it's cool having him home.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad he's home. He got a job at Fastenal.
Well, that's not a bad place to be.
No. And there's one right near his college, so he'll be able to transfer.
Oh, that's cool. And you can learn a lot there.
Yeah, they pay pretty good, so it'd be a good gig for him.
Absolutely.
It'd be a good gig for him. But well, I'm signing out. Good to see all you fellas.
Good to see you, buddy.
And I think I'm going to go to bed.
Have a great weekend, Gary. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
We'll see
Have
you.
a good one, man.
Yep.
Later, guys.
So is that your shaman, Bugsy?
This one? No, it's just a little techno.
No, your little techno.
Yeah.
I got the I picked this up from Knives and More.
Oh, I lost audio. Son of a gun, yo.
Did you lose it?
BRB.
You gonna have to jump out and come back? I can hear you. Can you not hear me? Oh man. I had a slip joint. Where'd I put it? Guys, I'm just failing on all levels tonight. Where'd I put that little slip joint? There's Bugsy. Can you hear?
Yep. Good to go. Just gotta do the dance.
I had a little slip joint I was showing earlier. I don't know where I put the damn thing.
Yeah, I didn't catch much earlier. Still like unpacking and shit. Try to get everything ready back for tomorrow.
Are you heading back out tomorrow?
Tomorrow I gotta cut the grass. I gotta do all the housework, and then I gotta try to figure out something for Mother's Day.
That's Sunday.
Yeah. My wife works on Sundays, so basically that makes tomorrow Mother's Day.
I dropped it. But this little guy is early 2000s. It's the ugliest color you've ever seen. But I like single blades. It looks like a pickle.
Yeah, I actually like that one.
And check out
you can't tell it's green on your screen right now, but yeah, I like that
little trapper, single blade trapper.
Yeah. Make this bigger again.
I don't ever cut with it. I carry them, but I don't cut with them. Maddie.
There we go.
I need to pull up and see how long till Maddie's live. I never know.
What's up, Maddie? Hot dog man is a hot dog man is a hot dog man. This satisfaction. Henry got me reading stuff.
You know that guy that I used to always make. I used to always make fun of Cormac, the guy who was the guy that would always rage on people, the alcoholic. He lost his channel this weekend. He's melting down.
Who's that?
That guy Cormac X. His channel got taken. How
does his channel get taken?
He violated terms of service over and over for harassment.
Harassment?
Yeah, dude, this guy's brutal. I mean, he would just go off on people, and then he would act like, if he just privated, he thought if he privated his videos after they were live, his live streams, that people couldn't see them. And he would be, let's see, history.
And they're dogging people?
Yeah, let me see if I can find this little video. This is kind of funny. This is it right here.
Why people gotta be like that?
Because he didn't get reported. This guy's a goofball, man. Oh, that's it. You got to see his personality. Hell, when we go to the beginning, you'll see him cuss. How he treated his audience. This is what got him in trouble. Whoops.
My YouTube thing until the wheels fall off, which are probably shortly going to happen. I feel. Do you want me gone? You'd love it. You'd fucking love it if I wasn't here.
This was his screams.
You'd love it. Isn't that what you want? I'm just trying to do right by my audience. So shit! I'm just trying to do right by shit!
And then he'd do this AI dancing bullshit, dude. The guy was fucking whack. He was from northern Minnesota. And he'd go off on these tangents, and people would pay him like $1.99 to say mean shit to him. That's how he made his money. That was his business model. And he would just melt the fuck down. And YouTube said no. And so he appealed it Tuesday, and YouTube came back Tuesday afternoon and said no.
Oh man. Well, he's just probably gonna come back as something else though, right?
Yeah, and he's got his Rumble stream. You know, people follow him over there because he's an easy target. The funny thing is he's been dating this chick, Felicia, who brought down another channel about 3 years ago, and people think she's a psyop. And that when she dumps him, he's gonna go off the deep end. They're in Las Vegas right now. It's just a trip, man. It's like a soap opera, like reality TV.
Yeah, I got too much of my own shit going on. I can't follow that kind of stuff.
I do too. Well, like I said, there's only a few things on late night because I have to process videos after I shoot them.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm shooting. I've got a couple to shoot. Yeah, you got something really cool. See this right here? This is a multi-tool.
Yeah.
It's got a blade.
Yeah, that's the one that comes apart with like the two little levers.
Yeah,
right?
you can, and then you can buy short implements. And one of the ones I bought that I've got to take to Lowe's this weekend is a key blank.
What's up, Henry?
So you can put a key blank in the back of it. So the back of it has 3 tools. And the tools are like, one of them is a chisel and a wire stripper. And this chisel, if you look at that, that's not a pry bar. That's a wood chisel. And look at those wire strippers.
Huh.
So it's a quality tool, but there's probably 40 small implements you can buy. They have several for and I don't know anything about specific gun tools, but they have a lot of like, you know, this type of lower adjuster or things. And they've got tools specifically for pew-pews.
That'd be cool to have one for the AR, you know?
It's pretty customizable. And this thing I think is like $47.
What's up? Who makes that one again?
Roxxon, Roxon.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Dude, that's beautiful. Gary's got a really cool podcast I listened to the other day. It's on Spotify and other places where podcasts are, but it's he and 2 of his shop guys. And the questions that they're asking is what makes a custom versus a mid-tech versus a production. And they were talking about the old guys, you know, at Lehigh, think if it's not made by hand, it's not a custom. And Gary's like, well, you've got people like Grimsmo, you got people like Michael Martin. These are knife makers who learn to use a better tool. So how can you say they're not as custom? And they kind of fell back on the final edge grind. Can kind of, if you take out the fact that I'm having parts made other places, that's something different. But if you're a Alex Steingraber and you're utilizing CNC to help you cut out stuff, even laser cut, you know, he says, if you laser cut out your blades, you've really gone against what the old timer purists consider custom because you're not cutting them out by hand.
I mean, the purists are kind of going against the knife theory.
The evolution of it. You're exactly right.
Because like the whole theory of all these things are a better tool for the job whenever you can make it, you know, and that's, you know, I feel like a custom knife is a knife kind of designed for something, someone's idea of something, you know, like Like, yeah, you can have some of the stuff made by somebody else, but I still think like if you, it's a custom design. If you kind of designed it, is it a custom knife? Depends on how much of it I think you produced yourself.
Well, if
Like
you produced
in house.
100% of it yourself,
Yeah, it's a custom.
but part of what you produced it with was your own CNC mill, but you learned to run that CNC mill and do the tasks that you did by hand. I would think it still is custom.
Well, it's like a vehicle. Did you buy it from the shop and then customize it, or did you build it yourself? Like
Right.
made all the parts, made the machines, or bought the machines that make the parts. I mean, you're talking a whole different animal.
Well, the bottom line of the podcast is there's not an easy cut and dry action or answer, right? It just and all three of them perceived it slightly different. And then they kind of settle down. Well, I guess it's got to be ground, by the artist or the knife maker.
Well, unless like Grimsmo, they're doing that also on the machines,
Well, but that's still, they're grinding it, even though it's step ground.
Yeah.
They're controlling that process. They set up the design and the CNC machine to make those cuts, which a lot of people that don't know how to use the CNC machine could probably grind that better by hand than try to figure out the CNC machine to get it to do that.
Yeah. You know what else I love too? Like they don't really hide anything. They kind of show you all their processes, all their mistakes, all their little changes, and how their machines work. I mean, it's very I fall asleep watching some of this stuff because like some of it's really complex.
Sire Shop, happy Friday, young lady.
It's a new name for me. Sire Shop. What's up?
Sire Shop's awesome. She's my buddy over in Atlanta. She's a rock star.
I'm looking for good clubs in Atlanta. Where should we be? My wife's coming this year, so we want to do some nightlife.
Look who we got in here. Oh, coming to Blade Show?
Yeah.
Very cool.
What up, Shane?
Who we got in here?
What are you standing under, a light?
I don't know what all that. I'm in my truck.
Oh, I got you. That's just the outside street lights. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah. I heading home from the shop.
Did you have a good day?
I jump in for a minute before I miss it.
I'm glad you did, bud.
I think I had a really good day.
Awesome, man. You planning on you planning on bringing the blade? Any kind of
as of right now, I plan to bring one thug for sale and one crew wear homestead. I make two crew wear homesteads. They're both for Scott Steels. So whichever one he picks, I'll still have another one for sale. That's all I'm going to have.
Are you going to sell them or use them to show? Are you going to have some to show and then sell them at the end of the show, or just sell them when you can? Sell them when you can?
Kind of.
I tuned into you today with Tate for about 5 minutes when we didn't have customers, and he was very impressed with your tool. Shane's froze up.
It's a tool.
Something like that. I'm not.
That sucks.
Shane, come back. I'm a boot you.
I'm not really concerned about selling them, but I at least want to have something to show. Let me get a dip.
Get a signal.
Get some damn internet.
The Wi-Fi was pulling out. I had to turn it off.
Well, we can hear you. So you were saying you're gonna show them mainly and sell them if you can, when you can.
Yeah,
because you're gonna sell them the first day if people know you got them.
Well, I don't know. You never know.
And you might want to show one or two. You might want to have one just as a shower,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Sunday.
I'm just gonna play it as it, however it comes. Let me get out of this driveway first, guys. I can't see a damn thing.
Yeah, you focus on driving, dude. We'll be here.
I'm where I can see.
We'll watch you. Well, we don't want you driving and watching. That's not good.
No. Where's Gary at tonight?
He just popped out. He was in, but he turned into a pumpkin at 11 his time, which is in our time. He asked about you and Kyle.
Yeah.
He just and you need to talk to him because he just cut out. How many did he say, Bugsy? 400?
I don't think I caught that part.
Yeah, he cut out he just did a bunch of lasers on some Makos. I don't know how much he has left over on the Makos, but he's getting ready to do some minnows.
I got you. Well, I've got some Magnamax coming. Should be here within the next week. So I may throw something together in Magnamax to bring to the show. I don't know yet.
I was just going to say, what knife should I get in Magnamax?
Yeah, most of it's spoken for, but I got a little left. I can at least make a thug out of Magnamax. But
what's up, Mr. Kodiak? Good to see you, buddy.
So hard to keep this angle flat.
I'll say this: I put more effort into Scott Stills' knife today than I ever have, and I was real happy with my work. I'll just say that.
Well, watching online, which doesn't tell you anything, it looked like your process that we watched, where you were just grinding. And you had a template, like a flat grind, but it just looked so much smoother.
Yeah,
yellow belt on there, and we were looking kind of down at that part of the machine.
Right. Well, what's crazy is I learned something after that. After I turned the camera off, I learned a whole new technique. It's not new; it's new to me. But I started standing beside the grinder instead of in front of it, and using a push stick to apply pressure to push the knife into the belt. And then I would just pull the jig straight to me because I was to the side of it. And I really, really like the results. Like that knife you guys watched me grind would have took half that time had I done it that way. So you can really hog some metal off like that.
Does it put you in danger of having it fly off?
No.
And it's probably just a smoother draw, right? Instead of trying to move across this way.
Yeah. Instead of moving your arms left to right and then right to left on the other bevel, you're always going to be one arm is going to be stronger and more accurate than the other.
Yeah,
but doing it that way, doing it that way, I'm just pulling it straight to me. And it worked out really nice. I learned I still like to go live from the shop, but when I really need to put my mind into something, I'm better off turning the camera off.
And I'll tell you, I've noticed this just in my regular shorts, not to mention my lives. The shorts aren't doing what the shorts used to do.
No, I had 485 views today.
That's huge. That's good, though. I know you had a lot more before, but that's still good.
I've had 60,000.
I know.
But 400. I'm not complaining. It was just they're just not pushing it like they used to.
No, and that's all it is. I mean, if you can get in the algorithm, that makes all the difference in the world. Because I don't think anything else really makes a difference. I think it's just if it's out there, more people are going to click on it.
Well, I think you have to, be making that surprise face and, have an AI generated thumbnail, and I think that's what they're pushing. And I don't know how, or I don't give a shit enough to do either one of those.
Well, YouTube will do the AI thumbnail for you.
Yeah, it doesn't annoy me like it does some people. I don't care if they do it. It's just not. I just don't care enough.
Well, what did you think about you weren't here when we talked about the AI slop? Because other people have seen those too. They're two different makers. The one that did the Benchmade, or the 3 US makers, and the one that did the Spyderco are two different AI channels, but you could tell that was AI when you clicked on it, couldn't you?
Yeah. Well, are they two different channels, you think?
They're they're two different names. They could be the same person that started both channels.
You know, they did a cold still one within the last couple of days too.
Yeah, and they've got like 7,000 subscribers, and they're all getting over 250,000 views. So they're plugged into something that's working. And they say that AI is going to take over a lot of the YouTube content because YouTube doesn't have to pay the same.
I think that'll be like it'll happen and then it'll fall off super fast because
I don't think people will like it.
People don't like it, man.
Here's the thing.
I don't know anybody that's like, I'd rather see AI Javon than real Javon. I don't know anybody that said that.
Yeah. Who do you think would benefit the most from putting out videos about American knife companies failing?
Chinese.
Exactly. You know, and they're going to get a lot of views because there's still a very, very large majority of people out there who are ashamed that they own Chinese knives and not American knives, but that shame causes them to be super defensive of their Chinese knives and causes them to badmouth American knives. I run into those people all the time. You know, they bash what they think they can't afford. So, you know, it serves a purpose. I'm not watching it, clicking on it. I'm not even opening those videos.
Yeah, I mean, if you can help it, but some of them, they just keep coming. I mean, I've just noticed that I'm inundated with them, and I'm not seeing the same subscribers that I used to see in those spots.
I've noticed the algorithm is pretty fast, though. Like, if you start Xing things, you stop seeing that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
If you start doing what, Bugsy?
Like Xing out videos, like videos that pop up you don't want to see. If you like block them.
How do you do that?
There's all kind, like, it depends what platform you're on, but pretty much anything you can go to like report and block. You don't have to actually like report them, or you could report it for like, you know, I don't want to see this, or like, why am I seeing this? There's all different. I think
I've never bothered to do that because there's a handful of videos that they've literally been pushing in my face for months, and I constantly just, you know,
ignore
past it, but it just keeps coming back.
Go in there and just report.
So the problem is all those videos are getting views. If they start like moving and audio at all, that view it gave you a view for that video. So like it'll keep putting that back. You can definitely like customize your feed.
Yeah. Yeah, I made the mistake of watching one Mr. Beast video. And Jesus, man, it's just nonstop ever since. You know what's weird? This guy doesn't look human.
No,
he's artificially created.
He's definitely like, his family's linked with like NSA or CIA or some kind of shit.
Yeah, he doesn't look
industry
like a human being. But you know, when you think about it, guys, you know, we all think that YouTube's this platform that pays people to upload their stuff, but Instagram makes billions off of people paying to boost their reels or whatever. There's no doubt in my mind that China, or not just China, anybody, that there's a way to pay YouTube to push your stuff out there.
There is, and I'll tell you, there are a lot of people that use it, and it's not considered black hat stuff. You basically pay $10 to get an extra 300,000 or 3,000 impressions that allow more people the chance to see your video, to push it outside of your.
See, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, you can do it right in. I feel guilty about it because I was selling YouTube ads and other ads, and for me, that's not organic growth.
Right.
If even though you're just giving yourself the same type of advantage.
You're talking about your channel and your content. You say organic growth like it's a real legit thing when it's really not.
No, it's not.
They're just feeding into their machine, man.
No, but when I think of organic, just from the digital ad world, so organic growth is just growing your channel based on people coming to it. Where paid growth is using Google Ads or using ads to drive traffic to your site. Both of them can be equally effective, or the
I had no idea you could pay YouTube. I had no idea you could pay YouTube to do that.
Yeah, basically what you're doing is you're paying Google Ads to take, and they sell them by the mill, which is per thousand. So you could say I want 100, which would be 10,000 videos, where they push that thumbnail out to 10,000 people that you can target. You can go in and you can set up, I want it to go to people 35 to 45. I want it to go to people who like knife and EDC content, and you may or you may not get views off of that.
But you know what that tells me? And what it should tell you is, in all honesty, you don't have a chance.
You do. You do.
Do you think you have a chance of competing with channels that are paying?
Absolutely, because the channels that are paying are going to make a lot more money. They're going to do it a lot more frequently, right? They're going to have more success frequently because they're going to figure it out.
How do you beat that?
But you beat it by just continuing to post content and using the tools that you have, because it only takes 1 or 2 videos to get you real momentum to where more people see your videos, not just that one time, but more times.
Yeah, it's going to be, it has to be like, you know, I think genuine content is going to become, you know, I think it's going to become the top tier. You know, like a lot of the stuff is like, you know, the WhatsApp, people are going to split up. It's going to be like the WhatsApp group that really are there to like get something out of it. And then there's other people that are watching and listening, working.
And then the key is when you're looking at YouTube and you see a video that says sponsored here, see that?
Yeah.
That's an ad. It has to say sponsored or it has to say promoted inside. Like if you go to details, it'll show if it was promoted. Because what typically happens is people boost their videos in the first 45 minutes because that's when YouTube determines if it's worth watching or not. Here's another sponsored one right here. The Shop EDC pouches designed to hold tactical gear. That's a sponsored ad. It looks like a video. So
well, let me this, John. Do you not see the danger in that though? If let's say you run a channel that's a supposed news channel, and you spend $50,000 to push that video on YouTube, and then maybe you make $100,000 off the ad revenue, and people believe everything they see on the internet now.
Absolutely. Have you ever heard of the guy? Have you ever heard of Clavicular?
Any narrative you want and profit from it.
Have you heard of the guy Clavicular? He's a young guy who's a look maxer. He's like the biggest thing in streaming right now.
Yeah, I saw where he overdosed at the club, and I was hoping
why
he didn't.
he's so big?
He
You know why he's so big? Because he has a agency behind him that pays $100,000 a month for clippers to clip his content and put it across different media to make it look like he's everywhere. And then they buy boosted posts to get it out in front of more people. But what I taught people about Google AdWords, Google's the same way. If you Google something, the top 10 ads are going to say sponsored or ad beside them. So if you know that you're looking at an ad, for me as a consumer, I'm not clicking on that for objective information.
See, I don't so much mind it in this industry. Where I don't like it is where they're starting to do it in the GPS system too. Have you noticed that?
Oh, in Chat GPT, there are ads.
No, in on a GPS.
But I know that's even worse, where it tells you there's a Citgo up the street. Get gas there.
Well, it'll direct you towards certain things that are like sponsored. Instead of letting you go down like the fastest route, it'll put you down the route with the most businesses.
That's how pay to play works. Everybody used to wonder how are search engines going to make money. Well, that's how they make money. They pay to play system.
Bugsy, I know you're thinking the same way. The more we talk about this, the more I realize we've already lost, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, it's long gone. We're not
We've
even.
already,
We're not.
we've already, as a society, we have already lost. That they
Yeah,
are
and
in
think about it.
control.
And think about this too. All the money that they spend for so-called ad revenue stuff, that's all tax write-off. So these people are not only making money hand over fist, the money they do spend is all a write-off back to their trust and everything else.
But let me show you something that's. Think about this for a second, because I watched it happen a lot. If you have an ad or let's say a Google paid ad where you search something and then it says, here's your tennis shoes, and you click on that ad and it takes you to horse saddles or some kind of trick ad, Google flags ads and will cancel an ad program at the drop of a hat if they feel that the user is not getting accurate information from the headline of that search ad. The reason being is Google values its user base more so than it does the ad revenue. It knows more people are going to pay the ad revenue. So there is some truth in advertising based on Google's users reporting back. But how many of them report back? I don't know.
I think Google's going to let you post whatever makes them the most money.
Well, Shane, that's true. But if you think about the value of one advertiser over time versus one ad campaign that makes 80% of the people that click on it not want to use Google, Google knows that their money is in the people.
John, they do it every election cycle, and Google lets them get away with it.
You're talking about a whole nother level of corruption. You're right there. You're right there, because Google has a stake in the game.
Yeah, so I don't believe that they all of a sudden become moral when it comes
it's not moral. They're going after the cash.
Well,
they're going after
the
the
U.S.
cash,
government?
man. They're not moral. The cash to them is in the value of that user that uses Google religiously, more so than the $45,000 to put a false ad out there. So Google would make a business decision. These ads are getting reported or flagged as not being what they're supposed to be. We've got 1.5 million users that have viewed these ads. Those 1.5 million users are more valuable to Google monetarily than that ad campaign is.
I don't believe that.
It's possible that you're right, but I've seen ads campaigns.
I see too much of it for you to convince me that Google stops any of it. That's all I'm saying. If they are making an effort to stop that kind of stuff, they're failing. Because I see it every day.
Yeah,
it's the same thing as like the cops trying to stop drugs, though.
Yeah, because there's always something coming out faster. You know, the bad stuff beats out the good stuff. You know that guy you tell you about, Shane Carmack, the guy that got drunk and cussed everybody out. He lost his channel. He lost his channel the day before yesterday, and he had in super tips. You know, you get your super tips, and Google pays you out once a month. Well, if you get your channel canceled, you don't get your super tips. Anything that you've earned in that period, and he already appealed it, and they said, no, you're denied. So Google can also steal your revenue. So if you, on the 20th of the month, and
they stole all my viewers' money that they gave me for my birthday.
That's exactly right, because that's exactly right. It's the same thing. And it says so. It's just crazy. But unfortunately, you can go to Rumble and the viewer experience isn't as good. I get views on Rumble. I get about 60 or 70 views on each live. I don't know how many of those are real, but nobody.
Well, why is it we haven't just switched? Because, you know, when Facebook came out and MySpace was on top, we all switched to Facebook, and it was a much lesser platform, and we all did it overnight.
I'll tell you why people won't switch to Rumble. It's simply politics. People think it's right wing.
I think it's just like people still call Twitter. Like, I think it's just YouTube is synonymous with making videos for the internet. You know?
YouTube's not only the largest video platform, but it's the third largest search engine. Think about that for a second. There's enough videos where it's the third largest search engine a YouTube video is going to pull up on anything you search. So that's a powerful form of medium.
I'd rather search something on YouTube than Google because at least I'll get a video of somebody talking about it instead of just like a whole list of shit I got to go through myself.
Dude, I changed the carburetor on a lawnmower and I have 2 left hands after watching a video on YouTube. I believe that shit.
Exactly. I actually, I tried to find videos of guys doing lightning protection, and I found a episode of Dirty Jobs of what's his name?
Mike
Rowe doing a lightning protection system. Dude, it's so funny because he's cursing and shit, and I know his pain. Oh, it's so funny.
What's so bad about Rumble is if you click into the video, you're going to see 2 ads for one. Well, let's see.
Yeah, I would like to do like maybe some gun content on Rumble.
You know why I deleted X? It's because there's not enough censorship. I hate the idea. I hate the idea of censorship, but and I never searched for anything like that on Twitter or X, whatever, and it just became nothing but porn. And I just got sick of scrolling through 5 minutes of porn trying to find a regular page. Huh?
Yeah, you gotta adjust your
follow. Like you might follow 10, 12 people, but you can't ever find their content because there's just so much. To me, it's movie scenes, graphic, violent movie scenes. Like like the axe murderer or this, that, or the other.
What really pisses me off is I'll be on like YouTube Kids or something like that, and the commercial will come on. It's like a horror movie commercial, and I'm like, "Come on, guys! Like you're killing me here." Like now my kid's like, "Turn it off, turn it off."
Since when? Derek sent me a reel the other day off of Instagram. So I guess girls can show their vagina now as long as they just flash it. As long as
the algorithm doesn't pick it up.
Seconds.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Hey, I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to complain. This is a lot. That put a little smile on my face.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't watch stuff like that, but I wasn't lying when I said I didn't search for anything like that on X, and all of a sudden the algorithm became nothing but that, and I gave up.
But all you got to do, because X counts views differently. Like if you're streaming on X and I'm scrolling and I slow down at the timeline just to read the headline and then keep scrolling, the algorithm knows I was interested in that.
But also, have you guys seen the new patents that Ford's trying to get through?
No.
They're trying to put sensors in your cars that can read your eyes, your heart rate, all kinds of shit. And if it detects that you're not, worthy of driving, it'll put that shit in park and you won't be able to drive.
Like if you're drowsy or something?
If you're drowsy, if it detects that you might be in,
well, new cars are all fucking garbage.
Stress levels up real high. Like if you're, going,
New cars are all garbage anyway, so I don't know why anybody would buy that stuff. But
yeah, well, they're making what's it? AutoZone is closing down now.
Oh, is it really?
It's like people aren't going to be able to find the parts.
Yeah, parts are just too cheap and run. You don't have to have all those employees and buildings and.
Yeah.
I was watching a podcast last night called Nightwave, and they're talking about shit going on in the country that we don't think about, but it's signs that things are really getting shitty or about to get shitty. And there's this town outside of Las Vegas, between Las Vegas and LA. And it's been this huge like mall, casino, the last place to get gas before you get into the desert. And it's been this self-sufficient. They had the biggest roller coaster in the world and all this stuff. Employed like 4,500 people. And Friday they announced they were closing all their properties. And so it's one of these towns that dates back to the 30s or 20s. So all the houses and apartments are owned by the company that went out of business. So the people, the workers that live there have 60 days to get out. And the whole town is going to go under. I mean, there's the hub of it is, what's that truck stop called? Flyway or big multi-block truck stop, which is the hub of this gambling place outside of Vegas.
Right.
And just because people quit coming, over time.
Yeah, it's weird. Like when you go to places like Atlantic City in New Jersey now, it's kind of like a little eerie. Like if you don't go on like a weekend, that place is almost like a ghost town. So
I hear
odd.
Vegas is a ghost town.
Yeah,
on most normal.
Not a lot of
normal
people have
weeks.
a whole lot of extra money to spend.
No.
Like
Well,
Blake
Vegas
shows
is taking the
this
same
year.
route. Vegas is taking the same route that Six Flags did, and all they're doing is offering you less for more. Six Flags quit doing new attractions every so many years, and they jacked the price up to make it where only people with money can come there. And I don't blame them, man. Like the last time I went to Six Flags, it might as well have been a damn street shutdown. I mean, it was horrible.
Just rampant hooliganism.
I couldn't imagine taking my kids to Six Flags if it's anything like it was last time I went. It's just the whole place reeks, and people acting an idiot. I'm not going to say who. Y'all just think less of me, but the truth's the truth.
Yeah.
People don't know how to act.
Demographics don't lie.
Hey, statistics are that way for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, the numbers don't lie, man. And when you're there and experiencing it, that don't lie either.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, those places always seem to be havoc.
Right. But what that does, though, for, lower middle class or even lower than that, white folk, they price them out of being able to go too.
Yeah.
But it's happening all over. Like, I mean,
the haves and the
Coachella.
have-nots.
I'm not big into going to Coachella, but they talk about the prices and the fleecing of the people that weren't VIPs that went and paid, thousands of dollars and just had a shitty fucking time.
Yeah. John, I'm going to jump off here and get back on my computer.
All right, buddy.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of scary times right now. I try not to think about it,
dude,
and I don't think about it because all I can do is keep my head down and work.
We've never lived through times like this. That's all I got to say.
No. And I feel so bad for like my daughter's age.
You know what though? Like before I was 40 years old, I lived through everything from the Iraq war to this shit. It's almost like it never ended. It was the same shit.
You've been caught up in you didn't have the little bit of 80s where it was kind of at least chill, it seemed.
Yeah, well, it's chill for us in the 80s. I grew up as a kid in the 80s, and then everything just got worse. I was like, man, like I even realized it when I was a kid. I was like, man, things are not as cool as they used to be.
No.
Like everything's a little more edgy.
And the older you get, the more just sinister it all seems.
Well, once you realize, I watched a video I got to look this up, but I watched a video today that explained like the way that the ancient Egyptians believed in their gods. And I think it explains exactly what's happening to any leader that becomes like the pharaoh. The priesthood that's around him, they start to mess with him in his dreams. They drug him. They do all kinds of shit. They get him. So there's a whole story about Ra, Isis, and Horus. And once you understand that storyline, you can see why that priest class never let that go.
Or
and
that
they're
elite class,
always in the wings.
Yeah.
They're always in the wings, and they're always doing this to every leader. And the leaders that won't go along with the stuff, well, those are the guys that have accidents,
Yeah.
That's why I think Trump was a different Trump before he almost got shot. And I think he was like, all right, like, okay.
Well, dude, it's just like if you think about what all's happened to Trump. And then if you study, which I've only seen a few people talk about it, but they're ballistic specialists talk about that reporter guy. What was his name? Kirk.
Oh,
that
yeah.
allegedly got shot
Charlie
with
Kirk?
30-06.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
No, it was a charge. I mean, there's no exit wound.
I'll just tell you right now, there was no bullet. There was high def cameras. There was probably 400 high def cameras aimed at him, and every single one I've seen, there's zero like air manipulation. There's no bullet moving through the scene at all, because you can kind of like you can white out the screen or do like a white black filter, and you can see if something's moving on a line. You know, if you slow a video down, because it'll leave that trail. And it'll change the air around the bullet. From not from any angle do you see a bullet at all.
No, and they want that shit just to be shut down. Like they got the person that did it, and he got a 30-06 down his pants leg and went how many blocks?
Nah. See, and that's the other thing too, is there's a lot of confused stuff. Like people are like, "Oh, we took the gun apart." This and that. He didn't take the gun apart after he shot it. If he shot it, he put it together before he got on the roof. And then he shot it and jumped off the roof with it.
Dude, I don't even know what's real anymore, dude.
No, we were just talking about that. We don't think it was a gun at all.
I'll tell you right now, it wasn't a 30-06.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what it was. I'll tell you, it wasn't 30-06.
I haven't talked about it because I don't want to be guilty of. I don't want to be disrespectful since the guy's dead, but I don't know.
We gotta stand up for what's true, man, and that's kind of what he stood for. And you got to know now. That's nice.
It's very nice.
I just got this in. This is for Big Doug.
Is that copper?
I'll tell you know what this stuff was called? I put some oil on it here just to see what it would look like. This stuff was called Rugrats. And it's cool. Kind of Rugrat colors.
It's very cool looking though.
But
yeah, like it's trippy.
Me the link and wanted it on the Magnamax knife he's getting from me. So
I dig it. What kind of material is it?
I don't even know, dude.
All right.
I didn't research like what it was made of. It feels pretty dense, feels pretty tough. But I don't know.
But yeah, have you guys ever shot anything with a 30-06?
Oh yeah.
The exit hole, dude.
Entrance hole.
Yeah.
Fuck the exit hole. Dude.
But if you hit a soft part of the body like the neck, it's going to be all, I mean.
Bam.
Yeah.
Like a watermelon. What you got there? You froze up.
What was that?
It's a little rhinoceros.
Oh, yeah. It is a little rhinoceros.
I got it I got a pack of them. They were dirt cheap. I'm going to use it as a bead on Scott Stills' knife.
Oh, very cool.
That's cool.
You know,
what's up, Gons?
His logo is two rhinoceros fucking.
He's got the best logo.
He really does.
Nah,
so I saw these rhinoceros beads and
where's my chain? I like Chain's logo.
Yeah, I like Edgy's too.
That's my favorite one, I think. Out of all the knives, I always like that logo. I wanted to get that on my.
I owe that to.
On my motorcycle helmet, I got a Buttman sticker. It looks like a Batman symbol, but it's like a chick's booty with a thong.
Yeah.
And I want to get your symbol on the other side.
I owe that to Cole at Broke Ass Knives or Dead Sober Designs, whichever one you want to call it by. But yeah.
Rugrats virus, my Carter. Speaking of viruses, I've been seeing some stuff about the cruise ship stuff looking like a psyop because the people that are loading these people off the ships are wearing the masks like they told us to wear that weren't effective. Don't know about that new virus?
Dude, I ain't talking about that new virus.
X-Files covered that like 15 years ago. I think it was like 92 or something. I could be wrong.
I'll just say this. I don't have to be out in the public, so I don't give a shit anymore. But I'm not listening to anything they fucking say.
Me neither.
I die. Y'all can make fun of me afterwards.
I'm going to die with a little bit of freedom I can grow crawling on.
Right. Yeah.
Well, guys, we're 15 minutes to said faction. I'm going to bail out of here. Y'all ready to roll?
I want to send you a picture real quick, Javon.
Send it to me. I'll share it before we go.
I will say to you, they're not near as vibrant as they are in the ad. I just wiped a little oil on them, and I'm not real happy with how it looks. But I'm sure they're not super slick either. So I'm sure once.
What are these, Bugsy?
Better.
So I'm not necessarily, super impressed with the knife, but that's the sheath I want, especially for Shane's knife.
Is that a Kydex with a leather dangler?
I don't necessarily need a Kydex. I don't care if it's leather or Kydex, but see that ring right there?
Yeah.
I love that.
You want that for your kitchen knife?
Because this ain't gonna be a kitchen knife.
Right.
This is gonna be my garden knife. Right. So I want to be able to just pull it in and out. And I like that that keeps it upright no matter which way I'm bending.
Yeah.
I love that kind of a sheath. I used to have a sheath like that for my machete, and I used to hang it off the loop at the top of my book bag, and I'd have it
get with Terry, get him to make you a
between me and my book bag. That's where my machete used to sit, and I could reach behind me with my left hand and push it up, and the handle would be right here. So a couple times on St. Kitts, I had to, get a little aggressive. So
I missed it. Somebody asked if the Rhino is metal. It's not. It's plastic. It's just a little cheap plastic. I think this was $5 for this whole bag. They're not super nice, and I'm sure he'll take it off. But I'm going to put it on there anyway.
That's Macarta? Terry?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't
It's
know
gonna look
how.
dope when you finish it.
Yeah, I hope it. In the ad, it was almost day glow. I mean, it really popped. It's not popping right now, but
Gonzo, what's up, brother?
With a 2000 grit sanding and hit it on the buffer, maybe it will.
Yeah, it'll pop.
It's not one of those materials you can just wipe a little oil on and it looks awesome. So you're out, John?
Yeah, man. We're gonna go over to Stevie. I'm gonna take a pee, get something to eat, and I'm gonna see y'all over there.
I'm gonna hit Call of Duty. I'll see you guys on the next one.
I love you guys.
Oh yeah, Warzone, baby.
Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with loving your heart.
I'm gonna call you.
And
call me whenever, man.